haven't heard from her today, so my assumption is she's going to be here. Doug, maybe I'll let you hit the budget highlights and,
Okay.
yeah, while we're waiting. Yeah.
The budget highlights is everything relative to wages, both union and non-union, reflects a 2.5% increase, and this is based on the second year wage increase that's reflected in the collective bargaining agreement for the second year beginning July 1. Under the revenue section, we did incorporate the governor's budget number for education cost sharing, which showed an increase from last year of $155,857. And then, based on also the governor's budget proposal, we had certain changes that reflect reduced revenue in both the state-owned real property pilot, the colleges and hospital pilot, the Massachusetts Pequot and Mohegan grant, the manufacturing transition grant, and the municipal revenue sharing bonus pool. But they did put in a hold harmless grant that supposedly brought us up basically to last year's number.
With everything, with the Indian grant going down, the pilot grant going down, the hospital, everything, so basically it's a wash under his proposed budget?
Yeah.
Well, it's a wash, but we have to be careful on where that funding has gone.
Right.
And that's where the differences are, Bonnie.
Well, I mean, we gotta wait for the car tax, right? I mean, that's...
Oh, we didn't even incorporate that yet.
Yeah. No, we're just discussing, you know?
So that, and then you got the town aid grant, which was significantly increased, and then you got the LoSiP grant, which significantly increased. And if those stayed the way the governor had proposed, that could help us in terms of, as you go through them, as you probably noticed in terms of our capital projects.
Yes.
We have significant increases in terms of our capital projects. Two projects being the two bridges.
Yeah.
That, based on the timing for when we can get those bridges done now, we don't have our 20% aside yet. So.
Yeah, but that's just the one over Katy Brook, the one in down.
No, this is
No,
the one. This is the one.
The Rec Park Road over the Little River.
Yeah, we gotta fix that one. But
That's a significant problem.
Is that takes precedent over the one on Chase Road?
Yeah, the one on Chase Road's in the hopper with almost 90%. And the funding is in place for that someplace. We gotta find it. Either we gotta call Paula or gotta find the
Well, we know it's funded because we refunded, we put it
We
back
refunded
in
the
right?
right.
Right.
Okay. So the issue we got is the one on Recreation Park Road. That's the one that we gotta.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be able to do that, Barney, for at least, hopefully we can do it within 2 years. We're going back in maybe Monday morning with a diver to do some more repairs.
Okay.
Because the repairs that we did for scouring last year at this time, they're okay, but they're not good enough.
Yeah.
So we're gonna probably spend another 10 grand in there over the next couple months.
Okay.
But the state recommends that we do it as fast as possible.
So we don't lose the other.
Right, the other bridge is Woodstock Avenue over the Little River.
Yeah. That's what, 4 years down, right?
Yeah, you can put that for 3 or 4 years down. I put it at 3.
Yeah.
But, you know, we have room to move with that one.
Now, you say the increase in LoSiP and town road aid, can we use that money to put into the bridge program?
Yes, LoSiP you can use for the bridge.
LoSiP we can, but the town
You can
road
use
aid-
town aid road for bridges too, but
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't
Yeah,
be the
but
best
you
use
don't wanna
for.
do the best.
It
Well,
probably wouldn't be the best use for our money.
The amount of money you get, I don't know, was it 140? No, it was like 140 this year.
It's going up to 240.
14 year will be 240.
Okay, well, then maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
But that, you're gonna have to take that all into factored in, once we get some better idea of how the budget's going, the state budget's.
Yeah.
The other thing is, these are bridges that are going to, we're talking about a $500,000 investment for the two bridges for the town.
Oh, yeah.
Town share, and these bridges are going to last more than, hopefully for another 20 years.
Plus the 350 to 400 that you're gonna put into Chase Road.
So the question is,
But I thought that's an 80-20, right? At Chase Road.
They're all 80-20s.
Yeah, I know they're all 80-20s, but I thought we had 100,000 put aside for Chase Road.
No, we've got three
three?
Yeah, we got
350, I don't know the number,
Okay.
because I don't,
But I mean, I
know
thought all the money
exactly
for
where
the
that
Chase
money-
Road Bridge was set aside already, we're all
Yes.
set for that?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
you're correct.
But the question is, you got 500,000 that you're gonna need for the next two bridges.
Yeah, I don't.
And the thing is you're expecting the taxpayers in the next 3 years to be able to, next 3 or 4 years, to fully fund the town share, when these bridges are, basically gonna be good for the town for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
So the theory is that you should, spread those costs out for the people that would be expecting to use it over that 20-year period, instead of just, apportioning
The
that
burden of expenses.
as
in
burden
the
of
first,
expense within
three
that
or
4-year
4
period
years.
and having the citizens now carry that burden. So the question is, it's not enough probably to go out for a bond, but if we could, let's say one of the other projects came along, the school project or the library project, we could,
Then put it
put it
that
into
one
that
bond.
and then spread the cost out. So just those are some of the things that, keep in mind.
Okay.
I'll start, I'd like to go page to page, and I think we have some folks here tonight.
Sure.
I'll ask them to interject as we get to their budget. The first one.
Is your intention to?
I'm sorry. We call the meeting to order at 7:08 PM.
Procedurally, are you expecting to go through and knock off certain accounts
I
tonight?
expect to be able to discuss and change.
Finalize those,
Yeah,
okay.
finalize those, so, yeah. Everything that we have here is up for discussion this evening, so. First page is general government, Board of Finance. Proposed department request budget was for $26,800. And my request matches what they've asked for. Other questions pertaining the Board of Finance?
Yeah, like we discussed at the selectmen's meeting Monday night. We're looking for new audits, or did we write a letter to the Board of Finance, or are we gonna get a resolution with the Board of Selectmen saying that we should look at new audits?
Probably get a resolution from the board.
Yeah, because I'm very dissatisfied with the audits.
Yeah, we are very dissatisfied. Further questions?
Move on this?
Do you have on the agenda?
Do we want to approve page by page?
Right there.
Okay,
We need the
yeah.
agenda.
I need a motion as we go along from page to page to approve that particular section of our budget.
So moved.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second? Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So those opposed? So carried. Second page is the mayor's selectmen's office budget. There was no change. Department request matches what my review of the budget was for $253,832. Are there any questions?
Is this all, is all the increases due to the 2.5% wage that was
No.
negotiated with the union?
No, there are certain things, Barney, that you'll look in the meeting schedule, 1,800, and then also in other professional services, 2,250. So those are two small increases in those accounts.
Okay, now the other professional services, just,
For instance,
login
we have,
CCM or something like that?
no, this is when, for instance, there's the Facilities Study Committee had the question about the floodplain.
Yeah,
This is where we can get funding for those types of
Oh, okay.
services.
okay.
So we're running up against pretty much the bottom line, and we're only in February now, so I thought maybe we should just bump that up a little bit.
Okay, because you only spent,
665, but there's been some expenses attached to that since then.
okay.
For instance, we have to, one of the other expenses that isn't reflected here is we had to pay $600 to register for the new, everything has to be done electronically with the federal government, and there's 2 registrations required. One of the registrations requires us to pay $600 for that registration in order to participate in the grants.gov.
Is that for all grants that?
All grants that are, all federal grants that are submitted by the town now have to go through grants.gov.
DECD and any other grant?
Not DECD, but the Stop Act grant that we've applied for, and also the DFC grant that we applied for.
Okay.
And anything else that is, even on the funding side, everything's electronic now, so.
On the meeting side of this, we have been going to more meetings. which I think are important, allows us to think a little bit outside the box here, and we want to be able to take advantage of that. Would I have a motion to accept the mayor's, the Board of Selectmen's office budget?
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So carried. Page 3 is the treasurer's budget request. And we put in a little bit of money in there for accounting program upgrades. You'll see that in accounting program upgrade line item 5611. And we're thinking that once we have a permanent treasurer on hand, that we need to do some program upgrades here.
Is that gonna be enough, 3,500?
We were talking about, this was based with Cheryl, we were talking about going the QuickBooks route.
Right.
So,
I believe the staff is going to be demoing a different program sometime tomorrow, another full ledger program, so.
No, what's a full ledger program? To your, best of your knowledge, 10 grand?
It's mainly, you have to do everything by journal entry.
Right.
It's a larger program, unlike QuickBooks, which is a smaller program. Might cost a little more money, but we haven't demoed it yet. It's a newer program called Tyler. They're going to be demoing it tomorrow, and then hopefully we can get some additional information.
The pricing range is based on hosting from 17,000 and change to 20, depending on how much of the hosting they do in the program.
That's the Taylor program,
The Tyler one.
Tyler? Is that gonna tie into everything to the, you haven't seen it then,
I
right?
have not seen it yet.
Okay.
but there's other municipal things that we have to go out to bid if we decide to go that route, so.
You gonna have enough? No.
We'd have to wait till the new finance director came on board if we do get a new finance director on board.
Yeah.
Should we pass it, I think, till we get some more ideas on the program update
Yeah.
on this part of the
Yeah.
budget?
Would I have a motion to accept the treasurer's budget? Second, a motion?
Second.
A motion and a second, further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those
Yeah,
opposed?
I just nay because I think we should hold off till.
skip this.
Oh, yeah, do you wanna take that out though?
Yeah, no, I just think that, is there no, I mean, we got another few weeks, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Why hurry?
Well, we have to get it in by the last, the next meeting of the Board of Finance, which is the end of March, so that's all. But
Yeah.
you got 2 more meeting days.
I definitely would like to
Okay.
push this off till we get some better idea. And then, depending on, you know, we might have a new treasurer by, I don't know. You know?
Okay.
So
Okay.
holding treasurer budget?
Treasury budget, yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't in April, doesn't it? Don't we have to, the selectmen have to submit it by the second week of April?
Well, we have to go to public hearing in the second week in April, so the Board of Finance has to have it before then. Because the timing of by the time you have it by the public hearing, there's a certain time frame before you can, it has to be in place before the actual town meeting.
Town meeting.
So get some motions done, or?
No, we,
You may withdraw the motion.
yeah, we need to have to withdraw his motion, and Owen withdraw his second. And the discussion was that we'll put aside for now. Revenue Department, pretty much as proposed. I actually added a little bit of money to the Revenue Department regular payroll. We thought that Missy was doing a fine job, and it allows us to bring her up in where I think where she should be. It's not a whole lot, but it's a little bit more of increase because of the job that she's done for us. Discussion.
Make a motion to approve. I'm still looking.
Maybe we should go to this bigger print? Oh,
I just bought an $800 pair of glasses, so don't knock it.
They're not working.
Have we thought of raising any other department heads' salary that amount?
certain department heads had received,
Yeah.
in the past.
In the last 4 or 5 years, I think we've made adjustments, Bonnie. This happens to be one that was passed over in the past. And
I will agree on it, only the fact that I'm gonna bring it up under the town clerk stuff, even though she's my wife. I think it should be across the board, or at least up people that haven't been up in the past. I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion, I think I had a motion on the floor.
I'll second motion. Oh, okay.
Mr. Lewis was the motion. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Let's see here, Assessor's Office, highlighted our reval and the money that needs to go there. The department request was for $141,779. And Doug, we made an adjustment there to actually reflect
Right.
what the true.
The revaluation, of course, is done through a contract that each individual town has, but it's through a contract with the council of governments. And based on the allocation that is done through the council of governments, they said that your the amount for the town of Putnam should be $15,778. So we
made it.
ratcheted that down.
Doesn't happen often.
That's based on per account?
Per account, correct.
Yeah, on the reval itself, to come up next year, maybe, the reval,
14.
It's 14.
we're still putting money aside for that under the capital, right?
No, this is where it's going to come out now.
Oh,
So
it's
if, at the end of the fiscal year, we'll make that transfer over to the capital non-recurring reserve for reval.
Right, but we still put money aside each year for.
This is it, this is it. We transferred it from the capital non-recurring and put it under the assessor's office.
Okay. One other question,
A capital,
It
Yeah.
can't go in the cap fund anymore.
okay.
Go ahead, Cheryl, explain that.
I'm sorry, it can no longer be recorded in the capital non-recurring because it's not considered a special revenue fund. So it now has to be recorded within the
Yes,
selectmen's budget. At the end of the year, when it's not expended, we'll need the Board of Finance to make a motion to take those funds from unassigned fund balance and assign them to the assigned fund balance. Basically, the same mechanism as the cap non-recurring, except it no longer can be recorded there under the new GASB rules. So we'll have, when you look at your financial statement, you'll see unassigned fund balance, whatever that is, for the audit, and then assigned for reval. And it will just continue to stay there
Until we use it. Can we specifically state that we can use, it can only be used for,
It's automatic that when you put it in the reval, and once the Board of
Dedicated.
Finance makes a motion, it would be a motion to move assigned funds for reval, this amount of money from unassigned fund balance to assigned for revaluation. It cannot be used for anything else
Right.
unless the Board of Finance releases it.
Okay.
If they assign it, they can release it.
is
It
this
can't
something
use-
new?
Yes, it's new for the,
Next year's budget, 213,
Absolutely, yes.
Was that a public act or what?
I'm sorry?
Was it a public act by the state?
Yes, yeah, well, it's under GASB, under the new GASB rules for financial reporting.
It's beyond my.
It's no longer considered a cap non-recurring, it has to be listed within the selectmen's budget.
Okay. So in other words, that's gonna happen to all the funds then? Basically, the bridge fund, if we put it in a capital?
No, because really, if you think about it, capital non-recurring are for items that you're going to purchase or build or buy or something. The reval really doesn't meet that criteria. You're purchasing a service, but it's not really a capital item, and it should be a capital
Okay.
item if it's in your 5-year plan. So that's why they made the motion under GASB 34 to pull it out, to 54, pull it out, and put it into the selectmen's budget.
When we get to it, I think that's why the 5-year cap plan program it'll be a little different
Yeah.
as we go
Right,
through
yes,
it.
you'll see I made notations that it's now
Yes.
moved to the selectmen's
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah. One question I got to Randy, I know her and the town clerk has added some type of program to transfer the maps back and forth and going to share the cost. Is it in your budget, Randy?
I mean, the deeds.
The deeds.
Not in my budget.
I put in mine.
Oh, you put in
I
yours?
covered her, yeah.
Oh, you covered it?
Thank you, sir.
Oh, just trying to help you.
I know,
She's borrowing.
I'm not going home tonight.
Make a motion.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Further discussion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? So carried. Town clerk.
For the tax review,
Board of Tax Review down the bottom.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes. What a tax review.
how come they went down? That was nice of them.
They have not submitted any requests.
Randy and I were talking about this, we don't understand why it was up at 850.
I don't worry about that.
Why, in the adjusted, it was 850, we don't understand that. It's always been 425 and that $90, so.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion to accept the Board of Tax Review budget at $515. Have motion second. Further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Town clerk. Sarah's here this evening. I went along with her requested, her department request. Let's see, were there any changes, significant changes, Sarah? It looks like we went up a little bit in microfilm land records.
Mhm.
Is that the one you were speaking of, Barney?
No,
I think he was talking about my pay.
I'm retired, I need some help here.
No.
He just asked a question a moment ago.
Oh, no. Yes, that was in the microfilming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a microfilm. So you added a couple of $1,000 to
Mhm.
microfilming because we're behind, I guess, huh? Are we?
Well, it's to cover the increase from the company, and plus, I've increased things that the computer for searches now, that the maps are on it, which Randy will be linked to also, and trade names and all that, you can be able to search on there. So there's that little extra fees to cover
So,
that.
is any of that going backwards, or that's everything from today on? Are you taking some of the older records and
We're doing that ourselves.
Okay.
And then under the restoration, that's part of the search. That's why I wanted to increase it, because I want to finish paying that off, because then the search goes all the way back to 1855, which is good.
Doug, could you do a survey of town clerks' salary? Sure. For us? I know that Putnam becomes a little bit different because we're a hospital town. There's a lot more work involved with the hospital, but I'm willing to leave this one open for the time being, pending the results that Doug will come back to us with, if that would be your pleasure.
Oh, I guarantee you, it's a law, I can guarantee you that. Yeah, I'm protecting my investment.
That doesn't sound too good.
Hey.
You going home with him tonight, Sarah?
No.
Is everybody happy with that?
Yep.
Yes.
There's second shift jobs available somewhere.
Not the sewer plant.
Yeah.
Okay. Elections, again, request was for 13.9, I approved that budget for 13.9, other questions?
Motion to approve.
Second. A motion and a second, further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So carried. Registrar's budget, again, not a whole lot there. It is what it is.
Motion to approve.
Motion, a motion and a second, further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Probate court, we need to add $1,000 to the probate court. Is that right, Don?
1,090.
1,000.
Well, the 4144 figure should be 5333.
Why?
That's the request from the probate court. We finally got it today.
1,090, Doug? 1,090 more?
Well, if you change the 4144 to 5333,
5333.
Okay.
And then the bottom line would be 5833.
5833.
Why the increase, just out of curiosity?
Well-
They give you an explanation, or?
Well, they gave me, everything's done on a per capita basis, and based on our population, her total budget is 27,900, so they did a per capita base of all the town's population, and that's how she arrived at the 5833. And included in that, maybe we don't have to include the microfiche. No, we do. One way or the other. There's a component of her budget which is a microfiche.
Yes.
So leave the 500 in there. Her other expenses are telephone, postage, copier rental, equipment, furniture. There's a contingency, office supplies, and then the rent. So, and I think this is based on the new location they're talking about, which is
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So it would be an addition, yeah. Well, truthfully, over the last couple of years, we didn't know where we were gonna stand with this, so
It was an unknown, right?
it was an unknown, yeah. What would be your pleasure?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion, do I have a second? Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Legal counsel, again, I've added some money for legal counsel this year. We've added a little bit of money to the codification, about $1,500. We do have a lot of updates and a lot of legal issues that we expect to be coming along, so I've added a little bit of money there. The department request was for $43,000. I bumped it up again about $1,500 more for the codification. Total budget $44,500.
It looks like we might even go over in town council fees this year. That, are we still continuing at that rate, roughly?
Yes. No, I think it's actually picked up a little bit.
Picked up a little
Yeah.
bit? Do you feel that the 5,000 increase in the town council is gonna be enough?
I would like to keep it there.
No, I mean, do you think it'd be enough to cover,
Yeah.
because we're looking at this year, we probably go
Yeah.
over. I mean, is that gonna, the 5,000 gonna be enough?
I think so. I think we'll be able to, now that, we gotta do a better job of controlling that. That's one of the things that I think we have to do a better job going forward in terms of reviewing how many times we use, it's so easy for me to get on the phone and just call the town council, and I think we have to keep in mind cost control in that area. So I think we'll do a better job in terms of monitoring that. So I feel comfortable that if we go up to 30,000, we'll be all right. Barring some unknown lawsuit that,
That flies around?
that flies around. But we should be finishing up, hopefully, one of the things is legal fees on, we don't have anything in terms of our special counsel for labor or anything that's coming up, so we should be in good shape on that side, so.
With the industrial park, with the issues we're dealing with the industrial park?
That's covered under the capital non-recurring, or the
Yeah, but I mean, the legal fees?
legal fees would be incorporated into that 100,000. That 100,000.
That 100,000, yeah.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Town building?
He is not here tonight, right? Town building official?
No, this is.
No, this is
Oh,
town
no.
building.
Yeah.
Restroom, the town hall. He's here.
Yep. The request is for a total of 80,000, and I approved their request. Repairs, we have about $700 increase, and I think that's water use.
Yes.
Yes.
Add a little bit of money to the budget to repair our fire escape off of Doug's office.
I don't know about that. You realize that can't be used for a fire escape. It can be used for an entrance or an exit. But because of where it's what it's attached to, it can't be a legal fire escape. It hasn't been able to be that since we put that office in that corner.
Are we ever gonna run into trouble with this building about exits?
No.
Fire escape, we're all set?
You have your two,
Means
egress
Yeah.
here, north and
No.
south. And, no, we know that when we did the office in that corner,
Yeah.
15 years ago, whatever that was, we knew that at that time.
And we did it for him, didn't we? Or you?
No,
you
it
first.
wasn't me.
You first.
That was my way out, Bobby.
Back door.
By the way, I was using that until
How do you think I got that
started
nickname?
losing weight, and then all of a sudden I was asking Joey,
How much it would hold?
I said, will you just check this out, because when I was going down before, it kind of rattled, and come to find out, the pole holding it up was completely shaved. So I made contingency, unfortunately, contingency would be that if that thing fell over, it would fall on my car, so. So I get a double win. So you don't think we need the 13,000?
Well, I think the thing is, I don't know how Jerry feels, but you know, we're looking at roofs, maybe we can repair the roofs and do some,
Well, we got some money for that in here.
Yeah, we do.
on the I know that,
Yeah.
but I mean, okay.
You wanna leave it on 13? You probably
How
could
much
use
you got
it.
in there?
13,
1,000?
yeah,
You can give Razor with that. No, we don't need that much money.
okay.
You
I
don't,
don't, no.
for this building,
No, I'm gonna stick my foot in my mouth, I know I'm gonna.
Do it.
On this, it won't be the first time, right? No. For the last. I would think that under building repairs, with the knowledge that we have in the department, we can fix that. To be a safe set of stairs.
So I have it at 10,000 in here, Jerry.
Okay.
Right now.
I was
would
talking
leave it
about
at that.
increasing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were talking about increasing it, yeah.
No, I don't think you need that much money, Pete, I really don't.
Is 10 a safe number, or should we be cutting that number, Jerry?
My personal opinion is you could take it out of there. And we can do it with the $11,000 that's in there for repairs.
and we're gonna fix all the nice doors that these doors that
They're all done, that's gonna be paid for by the insurance because some nice guy broke in here.
I know, well,
That's good.
I can find other things, I think.
Well, we need rugs.
Yeah,
I've
rugs.
got-
I don't wanna buy any rugs, I bought some in Thompson, I don't wanna buy any.
I've been doing that over the years, Bonnie, and come spring, the third floor, I believe, is,
We gotta clarify this here.
you know.
Yeah, you've got $13,000.
No, I was gonna ask to add some money into it because of the stairway.
Right.
Oh.
Doug's stairway, but it's in here as 10 is, what I was trying to say, yeah.
Well, I don't have that,
10.
where do you have that figure, Pete? I don't know where you got
Send the
it.
building repairs, for the
Building
whole
repairs.
building,
Oh, so you
10,000.
bumped the 11,000 to,
No, it's 10,000.
10,000.
10 to 13
10 to 13.
It's 10.
on the building repairs.
oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong, yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'd like to leave some money in the
Yeah.
repairs.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's just,
Yeah, I would
I
really like
don't
to
want
get
to
money in
see
there.
us,
Yeah, I don't
take out
wanna
the
take
whole
some,
sum.
I don't wanna take any out of building repairs, 10,000 for this building. You can, you can.
Well, that's
dump
fine,
that
I'm just telling you that it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna cost us,
Yeah,
it might cost us $1,000 worth of material.
yeah.
You know, a post and some metal.
Oh, and you're gonna change that bent post over there too, you're gonna straighten that out with your truck?
Yeah, with my truck. Then we'll have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
It was one of the thoughts that I had in my mind, you know, as we looked around the building, that we needed to take care of certain things, and, you know, it's easy to open that door and just walk out and, you know, have somebody go down, so, but,
No, you're
It's up to
right,
you
that
folks.
has to be fixed, I
Yeah.
don't disagree with that,
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Just leave
that.
it at the 13.
I think that.
no, I'm at 10.
10.
Oh, you're at, you asked for 13.
I was gonna ask for a little bit more, so leave it at 10.
Yeah,
So we're
I
at
don't think
80,000.
it's gonna hurt us, Pete, I
Yeah,
think we can
okay.
take care of everything else.
Yeah, okay. What would be your
Motion
pleasure?
to approve at 80,000.
Okay.
I have a motion, do I have a second? Town buildings, 80,000.
Second.
A motion and a second, further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, so carried. Building official. We took a little bit of money out of the budget for turnout gear. They requested 2,000, we put in $1,000. We seem to be able to think we can buy turnout gear for about $1,000.
Well, if it's shared 3 ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Out of curiosity, I thought we were talking about adding a full-time building official with everything we got in front of us. You know, you're still working with Walmart, McDonald's, South Main Street. I just feel we need a full-time building official to handle some of the zoning issues, so we can separate that job from his things for zoning, then I think that we should put in for full-time and require him to do more work in zoning now that he's qualified. That's just my, at 4 hours a day, I don't know, I just don't feel it's enough with the rate the town's moving forward. We've got the YMCA most likely coming in. That's just one.
Pool, the armory, the library. We got a lot of stuff coming up.
Cargo Falls.
Yeah, that's right, Chicago Falls.
I think
that's
we need to
right.
go back, I
88
agree, we need a full-time official in this town.
Well, why don't we
Table
defer
one
this
to-
and I'll come up with a proposal for you.
I mean, I don't know how the rest of the board feels, but I
You
feel
gotta
that,
find out what you're gonna do with town, so, walk away.
He also has an agreement with Pomfret as well.
well, I think that what are the agreements we have with the town, this town should come first. If we decide to go full-time, then it would be up to the present building official make a decision on what he's gonna do. It's not our decision. Our decision is to take care of the town needs. His decision to make a decision on where he wants to go with it. It's as simple as that. I don't have a problem with that.
Does Thompson have a need for a full-time official?
They're starting to talk about it too.
You know, I
Yeah, I
heard
talked to
that.
Larry, I talked to Larry a while back, and he's starting to think about it too, because the buildings just start to creep up, the building permits are just starting to creep up. But for us, I mean, they're a busy town right now, and I can't foresee it slowing down, some of the bigger projects coming up. I don't know, I might be wrong, but unless under the charter, because he's locked into zoning, if it wasn't for that, then I'd have a different view on it.
Okay, I'll come up with something, so. One thing I'd like to point out, and again, its position is wetland engineer, but I just want to point out that Fred takes on certain responsibilities, and when he takes on those responsibilities, for instance, the Aquifer Protection regulations, he jumps into it, and does a fantastic job. If it wasn't for him, we were behind the 8 ball, as John knows, in terms of the Aquifer Protection.
Yes.
When Fred came on board with that and took on the responsibility, that thing got done. The letters got out, the inspections were done. I think we're fully satisfied with the state of Connecticut now on the Aquifer Protection. And now going forward, we have the mechanism in place. So, he took that on under his existing thing, but I just want to point that out, that when somebody has done a great job, in this case, as Fred did, it should be recognized.
I totally agree with you, because, we looked at that and we knew what we were facing. And now that's going to increase the size of the aquifer once we start drawing on the wells. So now we'll have to expand our regulations and look at
It will be incorporated into the Quinnebog Regional Tech Park.
Yeah.
So that's tabled, right?
Yeah. Land use commissions, the only comment I have on land use is we talked with Brenda, and she thought we could take out the part-time payroll, the $3,500 that's listed there. So that would be taken out.
There was some mention of her going back into taping meetings, recording at the different meetings, the zoning board.
There were 5 boards that are covered
Yeah.
under that.
Yeah, I thought you was thinking about her going back to sitting in on a board meeting, so there's some continuity between all the different.
But she said if there's one place you want to cut, that would be one place, but if you want to keep it in there, then it's there.
Then who's gonna do the minutes, and where's that coming out? Is that coming out of the building officials?
It's basically, right now is Fred does inland wetlands, and Don does the planning, and, they just do the tapes, and
She types that.
She types
Right,
them up
somebody's
after.
still doing agenda, somebody's still doing minutes,
Right.
correct?
Yeah,
And she's
but-
doing that, you're
Online.
saying she's gonna do that under building official time, as opposed to,
No, she would do that, she would come to the meetings. and
She would
take-
attend the meetings.
She would
so
attend the meetings.
She could hear a lot of the discussion, because all you do in the thing, you just type the motions, and it's, the regional engineer, we've been using them.
Yes, we have.
I know Dolphus been using them too, right, Del? You satisfied with them?
Very much so. We got a nice design. Yeah.
Plans for the sidewalk?
Works out very well.
Does he?
Yep, our tech park as well, he's involved with that
That's right.
part, he's been an asset to us.
I think that's a good deal for the time being. Oh, I see we got a planner in here. Okay.
And we got the GIS, Council of Governments, program.
How come the planner's salary went down?
We brought the planner in at
A lower?
a good rate, yes.
Oh, thanks, Doug.
What, man?
No,
You're gonna sit in the back row.
Would you like to leave in a little bit of money in part-time payroll? Just to.
I mean, how many hours would that be a month?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Don's got an idea?
It would vary, but we're probably gonna be having more meetings because we have a lot of things coming up. We have Tech Park, we have the
A little bit in.
overall amendment to the zoning regulations, and things are gonna be a little bit more, the minutes will be a little more involved than they've.
You might be able to reduce it to 2,000 and be pretty safe.
Your contract states that the person gets paid time and a half for any meetings, no matter what they work during the week, so.
Yep.
If they work 2 hours and they've got a rate of $20, you know, they make $60 for that night.
Which isn't too bad.
No, it's,
Or not, you-
all I'm
you-
saying
you-
is that that's the
you
number.
contract with somebody,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
pay more than that.
Well, I'm just thinking that, you know, we got so much coming up with the zoning regulations being updated and everything else. If the person doesn't sit in on a meeting, I don't think they get the full flow, and if everything goes through. It finally comes back to that building office. Every commission comes back to that building office. And the more she knows, the more it's gonna help, I think it's gonna help the mayor and the rest of the town administrator, actually.
You can leave it there. It's up to you.
Keep it 3,500 then.
We can leave it there. Yep. It was just a thought.
And Don brings up a good point. The increase in the legal notices reflects all the things relating to zoning and
Yeah, it's coming
plan
up.
and subdivision regs and everything. So.
Motion to approve.
As presented?
As department request.
41. Very good. Have motion, second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Essential services, pretty much essential services or essential services. We added a little bit of money here, Doug.
Yes.
Part of it had to do with the data processing.
We added 6,000, how much?
6,600.
$6,600.
Yeah.
It was based on, Denise sat down with Eric Gould, our IT consultant, and we're basically running pretty slow here on our wiring and some of the infrastructure for our IT. So based on the review, he suggested that there be rerunning of all network cable for building, and this would be a cost of $4,800, including all materials and labor, and then the infrastructure upgrades, once wiring is complete, is to upgrade some of the network gear, and that would make things run smoother and faster, and that's always going to be a help to us. And so that's a price of $2,000, so for a total of $6,800, and that's reflected in the increase from $22,000 to $28,600.
Everything else pretty much remained the same. What would be a pleasure?
Motion to approve.
That motion, do I have a second? Hold a second. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, so carried. Fringe benefits, we do need to make a change here, and, well, we did make it in here. Just to give you an idea, we only have one person right now on unemployment. So we went, just to let you know, we went from 45 to 16 to. So unemployment taxes were reduced.
Is that gonna cover the cost of the person that's on it now for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year.
During
The $45,000 will cover whoever we have on it now. This will cover him going out next year, July 1.
And he's the He's the last one on that.
He's the last one. And if we get the drug-free communities grant, he might not be on unemployment anymore. The other thing that you will see here, and again, this is what Cheryl had mentioned in the post-retirement benefits, instead of having it under the capital non-recurring, we put it under the fringe benefits account.
We added to that account each year, right?
Right.
We added some last year,
Right.
right? And we
I don't know
still
if
got
Paula
how much-
ate, I don't know if Paula ate it all up based on how much vacation and sick time she had coming to
Any
her.
idea what's in there? No.
I do not.
Okay.
But is it the board's intent that, let's say the budget is adopted at $77,942, and you only use, let's say, $70,000 of it during the year? Is it the board's intent to be able to retain that $7,000?
You mean the 20,000 for the post-retirement benefits? That's what we're
That's
talking about.
the,
On the bottom
oh,
line.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. So.
That would
I'm
be,
sorry.
yes.
So you want to be able to use that for future
Yes.
funding?
Right.
Well, we'll need another assigned fund balance
Okay.
at the end of June 30.
Yeah.
Like the reval, we need to make sure
Same
that the
thing.
Board of Finance assigns it to
Yeah.
be held for future use.
Because we got some people that are gonna retire soon.
Really?
I can point out different people.
Tomorrow?
I mean, they're getting, they're thinking about retiring in the next couple of years, and we gotta be prepared for it. 'Cause
Well, it's
the
easy
pay
to
down-
Well, unless they take their time and just, we wouldn't see them for 6 months,
Yeah.
whatever. How much time you got?
Oh, I can't count it.
He's going golfing.
Yeah.
You can't use the sick time. I can't use sick time. Yeah.
He has over 1,000.
I'm gonna be sick in Florida at the end of the month.
Over 1,000 hours. Yeah.
I think that's, just out of curiosity, do you ever find out what's in that fund,
Then which one?
Yeah, 920.
post-retirement?
No, because that was the first time,
Last year was the first time we
used
funded it,
June.
but.
I give it away.
I don't know how much is there.
Okay, I don't remember what we put in there, okay.
Caroline, yeah, they're really.
Well, I've had people who've been extremely ill, so.
We didn't transfer it over. Well, we still got one, we still got the end of the fiscal year. The other thing you should be, realize is that we do have a major increase in our health insurance.
I saw 19,000.
15%.
15%.
480.
Is that negotiable, or is that not negotiable?
Well, we're going to negotiate, that's bringing it down from their original rate. So, we're still in negotiations, but the trend is that it's not, our trend is continuing to be abysmal. So,
Our results have been very poor, Bonnie.
Yeah.
and we've had some large claims on that too.
And we didn't, what we paid out last year, remember that, whatever, I forgot.
That premium stabilization
Yeah.
reserve. We didn't use any of that yet. I don't know if we're going to have to. We had put 60,000 on the revenue side. We might not have to use that, but I did, it's going to reflect the 60,000 in the revenue side to use the premium stabilization reserve. The Board of Ed can do it within their within their budget, so they're all set that way. They're looking at the same type of increase, and even the police department. We got three components there: the police
Right.
department, the town, and the Board of Ed.
But we're responsible for our share.
And we're responsible for our share.
And all
And
three.
the benefit is that the way the trends were going, the town trends were going higher, and so we got a blended rate based on the better performance in the
Right.
other areas, which helps us out. So it's good to have, more,
So in actually.
bigger people in our pool.
Yeah, so actually all three are being blended together now instead of individually.
Right.
With
And
that
that gives
new-
you that 15. If we went out our loan, I think we'd be seeing something like a 24% increase on the town side.
Yeah.
So.
So the department request was for 772,307. My adjusted request was 743,508. What would be your pleasure?
So it actually went up to 13, 30, it went up to about 16,000.
Yeah, we changed the unemployment. Sorry.
Right, am I correct that over last year's budget, the approved budget for this year?
Over 60,000.
Yeah. But don't forget, we got the post-retirement benefits.
The mayor's requested it's down, we took out
We took out the
16, so it's 743.
743,508.
Yeah, so we didn't go up that much. We went up 13.
508, we have
16.
247.
Do we have the right right numbers?
743, 240.
16?
What do you have, Don? Yours?
What do I have there?
73.
This is-
743, 508.
I don't have that.
Mine says 240.
Mine does too.
743, 240.
Is mine wrong or is yours right?
I have 743, 508.
Yeah, who has that, who has 743? Well, we'll do the calculation.
Yeah.
It's what is, how much are we talking about difference? Dollars?
Yeah,
Okay,
dollars.
so
Yeah.
base it on whatever the best amount is.
Whatever the least.
The least of the two things.
240.
Yeah, but am I looking at this wrong, that we approved the budget last year of 727,000?
Right.
So it's only going up 19,000.
Yeah.
This whole,
Yeah,
you can't beat that price. I'll take that anytime. So move,
743, 200?
240,
240?
that's what I have.
Yeah, second.
743,
240.
240. Okay, motion, second, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so carried. Insurance, again, the only thing that's changed here is it's gone up 3%, and Kermer's projected increase is 3%.
and we're locked in for a 3-year rate with them.
Is this the?
And
the
that
3%
blends
each
our
year?
rates, so, so we don't have those significant ups and downs based on workers' comp claims or whatever the case would be, so we locked into 3%. And the other thing that benefited us was, in one respect, I forget which way it worked, but in one case, because the Board of Ed joined with us on Kerma, and I think they did it, let's say they did it on black. So let's say their workers' comp was through the roof, because our workers' comp was better, we had a good rate. But ours, let's say our lap was through the roof, and their lap was better, so it all came down to where, 3%. And again, because we locked it in, we don't have those ups and downs, and
Now, how long before that contract is?
we have one more year after this next fiscal
So
year.
it'll be 214, 215.
Yeah.
After that, we'll have to renegotiate.
We have to renegotiate.
That totals 139,643. What would be a pleasure?
Second.
Motion and a second, discussion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, so carried. Canine control, department request was for 21,156, and the mayor's budget request reflects that same total.
So move.
Have motion by Barney, second.
Second.
Second by Owen. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Fire marshal, I think the only difference in his budget from last year is we added a little bit of money for repair and maintenance because his vehicle's gotten older and it needs some repairs.
So move.
Second. I have a motion by Barney, second by Dick. Further discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, so carried. Civil preparedness increase reflects our share of the expenses to obtain reimbursement from the state. Amount of reimbursement from state has increased from last year.
And that will show up in the revenue side?
Yes,
And if so, basically, there's no increase in that budget? with
that's
that
right.
increase?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So move.
Second.
A motion and a second, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
Arnie, I don't know if this shows up yet, but it will. In revenues. Because revenues are still, we're still working on the revenue side.
But it will.
That's the side I'm interested in. I
No.
don't care what we spend. I want to know what we bring in.
Public Works, and I know Jerry's here to explain anything, any questions you may have.
I have one question. Jerry, on a mechanic, is that because we shared a mechanic? I see we went from up to 87,000. Is that, do we get reimbursed by the school for that?
I'm sorry, I meant,
On the bottom, it says mechanic, we went from 39 to 87.
Arnie, we have a new list. Let me make copies of that.
oh, you're talking about the salary?
Yes.
Over here?
I'm talking about something
He has the
else.
old one.
Yeah, okay, there's a new one, Barney.
Okay.
we don't share a mechanic. We pay for the mechanic and get reimbursed 100%, plus,
From the school.
plus 52% benefits. So, you know,
But when I saw that, that's what I questioned.
we pay it out, and it's on the income side,
It's on the revenue side.
yes.
Okay, but it's.
One of those mechanics is on the revenue side, and he is a new mechanic, so, I lost the page.
See, I lost the, all I'm saying is that I look at the mechanic, you got 1, 2, 3 mechanics.
Well,
One's blank, but
okay,
anyways.
no, yeah, you're right.
The
you're
second
right.
one comes down and it goes up to 87,000.
Why 87,000?
That's what I was wondering, why 87,000? If I wanna become a mechanic.
I'm switching jobs, you get mine.
Okay.
Good job, Bonnie.
I don't know what happened there, Bonnie, because that's supposed to add itself,
Oh, okay,
so I don't know.
I don't either. So I asked. the
I can
question.
tell you this, we've got one gentleman that was a mechanic, okay? And he transferred to be a public works maintainer. So he's on the top step of mechanics last year.
This year's gonna drop.
And he doesn't drop, he stays until maintainers catch up. Maintainer pay catch up.
When does
Yeah.
maintain is much less than a.
Yeah.
Not that much, it's gonna take him, he will get no rate increase for like 2 or 3 years,
Oh, okay,
okay?
yeah,
That's the way the contract reads, but
Okay.
you're absolutely right with that number, and
Jerry, this is what I'm talking about, I got this
One.
one. Here, pass this on to Jerry. so-
no,
They
I
can
know
put it
what
on a
you,
chopping
oh, I
block.
got it.
You got it?
I've got the thing here, and you're right. No, that's correct, 87,000, if you go,
It's 2 of them.
there's 2. There's not 1.
Right.
It's 43 grand in there.
Yeah, that's close. Because if you take the 2,080 hours times 20, 95, equals $43,576.
We're gonna get reimbursed out of 87, is that what you're telling me?
Yes,
And it's gonna be on the revenue side,
yes,
but it's charged to the whole.
that's
the whole
correct. We pay it out.
enchilada.
We
Okay.
pay it out and they reimburse us, I believe it's monthly, Barney, but I'm not positive about that. I'm pretty sure, we bill them monthly,
Okay,
okay? For that, oil,
yeah,
whatever.
okay. That
But it does show as an expense to us first.
Yes, but it didn't show, that's what, on that little sheet I had, it showed a little different. You know, this little sheet here,
But it's still only 2.
yeah,
It's still only 2 people.
okay, so.
One is the bus mechanic and one is the public works.
Increases the fund, yeah,
6,000.
yeah. And I see you went up on the salt,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we're there already this year. I think I'm overexpended almost 10 grand,
That's fine, don't mind spending money taking care of roads.
you know? You just wish you didn't have to waste it, and that's basically what happens. You get, you know, a morning like the other morning where you throw it out and the sun, you know, it gets to be 7 o'clock and it's gone, but you gotta protect something. You're right, Barney, we gotta protect the people and the buses and whatever.
Cheaper lawsuit,
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that.
make a motion to approve the public works.
88671.
You got it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second discussion. All those in favor say aye. Those
Aye.
opposed, so carried. Sanitation. We went up a little bit in engineering, Doug, services, and other than that, everything else remained the same. Department request was for 384. We added again $2,000 to engineering, bringing the total to 386.
I don't know how many people know, but we're under a, oh shoot, what's the name of that thing, Doug?
Stewardship.
Huh?
Stewardship.
Stewardship program with Connecticut DEP because of the old landfill. And it's all uncontrollable expenses. They tell the environmental engineer, we need this, we need this, we need this. And he has to,
Jerry, which old landfill?
the old landfill.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the old
Our-
municipal solid waste.
We got 2 different ones.
The cap landfill, we don't, what one?
Or one
We
off?
got one.
You got one.
Oh, yeah,
One, only one. Now, but we spent the extra this year, that cost you what, 20,000
Yeah.
extra?
And it might
But
cost
you
us-
don't think it'll go next year?
Yeah, probably gonna cost us the same amount next year.
It's gonna come up 20,000, they're gonna require that?
15 to 20, well, it's in phases, Bonnie. We have to do so much by 2013, so much by 2014.
Yeah, I saw we did a 20,000 extra
Right,
this year.
right.
That
And we've
wasn't in
got
the
other
budget.
things that we have to do this year for the same program that are different, they're gonna cost us another 15 to 20,000.
Now, does it show up in this budget?
Yes, it should be, we're
Yeah.
hoping there's a sufficient amount of money as long as they don't change the rules.
The other thing that you should be aware of is that the solid waste market and the waste energy plant market is changing. And to get this is a special area, this is an area of specialty, and that we want to make sure that we stay on top of it because it could have an impact on how much ash is brought to our landfill. If you, I don't know if anybody's followed, but CRRA, there's a big issue now in terms of the waste energy plant in Hartford not being able to make its way based on the electric rates. So we included a little bit more in there to reflect that we hopefully could use Bob as our, it's Bob Griffin, who's our consulting engineer on these issues, and to make sure that we stay on top of the solid waste issues in the state, so we don't get caught unaware.
Now, on the well monitoring sediment gas, that's just for the old landfill, right? That was required.
Yeah.
That is the only thing we're responsible for. Just correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct.
All real abraders, cells, everything else, we're not responsible for any testing whatsoever. I just want.
Just the old cap municipal solid waste.
Landfill.
That's us.
That's it, that,
We
we
own
own
it.
it. Okay.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever, yeah. The wells don't turn out that bad. I looked at some.
No, the monitoring reports from the wells and the analyses that come out of there are fine.
Better than Thompson's way.
I know. Oh, I know they're within the
Tolerances.
tolerances of the DEEP and.
In our contract for the municipal solid waste collection.
This is our last year.
I was just gonna ask you.
July 1 is our last year.
Oh, we're gonna have to negotiate for next year's budget? So we're hoping.
After, June 30th, 2014, we'll be negotiating before that.
Oh, in other words, this year's budget, 2013.
It's all set with this
2014,
amount.
we're still in the last year of contract, okay. Motion to approve.
Second. At 386?
At 386.
386. Motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, so carried. Economic Development Commission.
Can I sit next to Sarah?
You stand a better chance.
Which side?
The adjustment that I made here is we've added Delper back as a full-time employee. And other than that, everything else remained the same.
So we're talking 7,000. We're talking 8,000, 7,000.
It's not 7,000.
Motion to approve.
Second. A motion and a second. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
You didn't have to move.
See, Delphi? You
Didn't
didn't even have to move. You were lucky. I saw somebody look at me and say, oh, I don't want two women facing me.
Social services, again, pretty much we've matched the request of what they've asked for. We have to have some money in our budget to relocate families, general assistance, emergency, so we've kept a little bit of budget, a little bit of money in our budget from the year.
Do we have to use that for the fire?
We didn't use it, I don't think we used it out of this account, I'm not sure where we used it out of.
Could we use it out of that account?
Maybe we could use, maybe it was out of that account. I was talking to Caroline about where we should take it out of, so.
Yeah.
Who oversees this?
Who oversees what?
This department?
I do. The mayor and I do. The other thing in the past that, because of the heating oil crunch that we faced, you've taken upon yourself as the board to determine that daily bread would be allocated 3,000 as we get closer to the end of the fiscal year, and you know whether you're going to be using that for relocation purposes. So we have had a request for that, in addition to the 2,000 that they have in this year's budget.
Okay,
So-
above that. And then we've always said that.
And that's for the diaper fund, the
The
heating
initial
oil,
Yeah.
is for the diaper fund and the fuel.
and the fuel.
And this is, if we don't spend it, it can, the board has agreed to transfer it.
To
over.
transfer it.
If there's a need.
If there's a need.
Yeah.
So moved.
Second. Motion and second, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Outside agencies, you notice a substantial increase in Putnam EMS account to reflect a continued enormous increase in workers' comp cost. Last year in our budget, we had about $35,000 to cover that cost. The cost has gone up significantly. Their request this year went from 35 to 60, so that reflects about a $25,000 increase. Also in that, we have talked to United Services, added a little bit for United Services, youth services, and community kitchens is the total, and the differences that were made. We added $1,000 for community kitchens in northeastern Connecticut. Certain cost allocated to the transit district, council of governments, Department of Health is based on our per capita calculations based on population, based population for July 2012. I've talked to Danny, I'll talk to Don a little bit further, because the Putnam Ambulance is its own non-profit agency, we can't bring it under the umbrella of the town.
We can't?
We can't.
Well,
And,
why are we paying a workman's comp? Why, if it's a separate entity like that, and we can't bring it within the town, then why are we?
They are designated as the town's
emergency.
emergency.
Is it a political subdivision?
No, it's a nonprofit.
They're non-profit, but they're charging the insurance companies.
But we have an agreement with them that they provide the basic, whatever the
Services.
category is.
Yeah.
That, to me, that doesn't make sense. If we're getting stuck by workman's comp, and,
Well, we could say it's workman's comp, you could say it is for the overall, overall to the EMSs, it's just that we pay for a certain portion of what they do.
60, that amount is, now they're a separate service outside the Special Service District Fire Department, am I right?
Right.
And the whole town is responsible for the EMS service.
Right.
How about, what's it going up for the special services? They should be picking up some of this increase. No, they're not.
No.
That takes that back, okay.
No, percent of the town.
Why 25,000?
Their rates are just,
It's
a
just,
couple of years ago, in Barney, it wasn't even looked at. Actually, it was a discussion I had with John Fulchek at COG over the last few days as well. And trying to find a way to contain those costs going forward. The bigger dilemma I think that we have coming out of this is the fact that in the past, we've given them so much money or a certain sum of money so that we have normally have about a 7-year term on an ambulance, which keeps us up to what the guidelines are. With having to increase the amount of money we're given for workers' comp, the town in itself doesn't have the ability to fund a new ambulance. So
Big piece of change.
it is a big piece of change.
Better get guys and girls from the gym to be there, so they can lift these people up.
Doug and I met with United Services a week or two ago. There's a need in the community. We all know that there have been cuts with all our social agency programs, and including Day Kimball Hospital has been cut significantly this year. And they all provide a valuable service to the people that live here. United Services, you know, they did come forward with numbers, and the people that are receiving services, and you know, we're well underneath you know, what they should be getting, let's put it that way, or what they need to run the service they do.
No, we looked at, we haven't funded them in the last 3-4 years.
We stepped away for a period of time, Barney. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
And I can open it up for discussion.
I mean, I also feel $25,000 comes.
That is a huge change.
It is.
Because it went from
I mean, how do they raise,
15,000 2 years ago.
justify?
Their rates are set by the state of Connecticut. The money that they're short is the money they've asked for from the town.
For New York, I would like to see their books, somebody come in and give us some idea of what they're making, what they're taking in for insurance money. To
I
see
would,
where, you know, they might have a balance in their checking account of $50,000, and here we are, you know, asking our people for $50,000 when they got $50,000. I don't think that's right.
I think that they'd be happy to come here and show you.
Yeah, I think just to
Yeah.
give us some
I don't-
idea. I mean,
I don't
geez,
think there's any
I
issue.
don't think there's anybody here that went from 15,000 a few years ago to 60,000. I think it's a great service, don't get me wrong. I will support any fire or ambulance or police, but show us what you got in your checking
Yep.
account.
I don't have,
Before I open my checking.
Want to hold this?
So put this on hold until,
We'll bring John and
Yeah.
Higgins in.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them to bring some figures too,
Okay.
like the checkbook, savings
Yeah.
accounts,
You guys gotta-
CDs, and
Yeah.
something like that.
I talked to them about coming in and speaking
Yeah.
with us, so they'd be happy to do that. Yeah, yeah, it was a shock to Doug and I as well.
Yeah,
I had a motion by
yeah,
Deb.
would resend in on this guy.
So we're going to seek some additional information. Veteran Center,
So move.
Second.
a motion and a second discussion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, so carried.
Veterans get any,
I guess they.
Parks and Grounds, again, the proposal before you is, department request was for $87,927. And my review, I also agreed with that figure, $87,927.
didn't we go over on overtime payroll this year for the summer program?
No, that's the wrong budget.
Oh.
This
Next
is
one
Parks and
coming
Grounds.
up.
Recreation.
There's no overtime in this budget.
You know, these glasses aren't helping me.
I can tell.
I think I paid too much for them. I'm
What?
just trying to get used to them, that's all.
You wanna use mine, I put them on my head to read.
I'm bad.
You gotta go to the old route, Bonnie.
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Recreation budget,
That's what I was talking about.
request was for $300,628. It looks like we're all so far all set with part-time payroll, overtime payroll.
I thought we went over, I was,
It may have been 2 years ago, Barney. Yeah, I think you're thinking.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Could be, my age might be slipping.
There is a little increase on the buses,
Fuel.
1,700. What do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
The buses?
Yeah.
Yeah. The rates that were being charged from the Board of Education for the use of the buses was calculated in error, so they found their error, and there was some adjustments made there, and that's the increase in
There's an increase?
buses.
That's right.
We can take care of that with the mechanic.
That's it. That's it. Take care of that, Jimmy,
It's almost a year gone by, they notified us. They
I
found
know,
out a year ago.
That's what it was. I knew there was an increase, but I
That
couldn't
was it.
remember what.
That was it.
It was in buses.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
1,600. So moved.
Yeah.
Total of $300,628. I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Municipal historian.
So moved.
Just to let you know, I had asked Doug to check into the cost of, they use our copy here quite often. As you can see, it was taken out, but just to let you know, we did look into the cost of that, and it was about $800 a month, I think, plus supplies and paper and whatever, so we struck that from their budget. But so you're happy with the $400? I have a motion, do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, so carried. Debt retirement. We have,
The only thing we got
School
left
roof.
is the school roof.
yeah.
I think that's last year, too.
That's last year,
year.
too. When that
Keep
catches
this in
us.
mind, though, when you go to tomorrow night's meeting, when you start thinking about the various.
I understand that these people don't realize that the town's gonna eat all these bond issues. And it's gonna come out of the town.
Just,
But as one of these goes off, you can still say, okay, you had 102 in this line item last year, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
Just,
that's-
not that it's a lot, but.
It's a sixth of a
The
mil.
interest we pay back
Interest
ourselves.
we just pay back to us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was,
I thought we only did it for 5 years.
Excuse me?
We borrowed for the roof.
3 years.
3 years. Okay, boy, it goes by fast.
Motion approved.
Okay, motion to approve it, 113,902. Second on the motion?
Second.
All those in favor, discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
Here we go. It's a fun part.
No, this is nothing.
Ah,
Wait till you get to the 5-year plan.
yeah, way down
I'm not even looking.
I did try a little, with a different presentation for you. You'll see some little asterisks in there in red. I'll try to tell you that we've taken them, although they were in the original department request, they were cut on the mayor's, and you'll now find them on the 5-year plan. That way we could be assured that they weren't duplicated projects.
Yeah.
But, I kinda liked it the old way. I don't know why, but, the bridge and improvements is gonna be a separate entity that you added, is this the correct statement? Into
Anything-
481, 1481, is that correct?
that's where it used to be.
That's where it used to be,
Yeah.
instead of capital non-reoccurring, so it
There
could
was,
roll it over.
1481 used to be bridge improvements and road improvements.
And that
There
was
were only
always,
two categories.
yeah, and they used to transfer it over every year, right?
Right, if there was money appropriated for bridge, yes.
Bridges,
So what would happen now, though, with your 5-year plan, once the 5-year plan is
it's
approved,
approved,
it
moves.
stays there forever until the board releases the funds. So if this budget is approved for the 13-14 year, let's say it's $300,000 for a bridge, and you only spend 100, at the end of the 13-14 year, that 200 will roll over to the next year, and to the next year, and to the next year, until it's used, or the board releases it for another project.
You mean the Board of Finance?
Yes, Board of Finance would have to release it,
Release it for another bridge project
or
or
to
any
be
other project.
returned to
Or
fund
to the
balance.
fund balance.
Correct.
I thought if it was a lot, okay, the Board of Finance can transfer from that account, in other words, a separate account, a bridge account, that's in a 5-year plan, do they have a right to transfer that money prior to coming before the Board of Selectmen? Good question, huh?
I think that the policy we would establish, it would be based on the recommendation of the Board of Selectmen and the approval of the Board of Finance.
Recommendations of department head as well, right?
Correct. No, well,
No.
Well,
The money's there.
The
It's
money's
already been
there, it's
approved-
just-
Approved by the legislative
it's
body.
just, you would go and say, okay, we need this truck, you know, we have it in the capital, in the 5-year capital plan, you know, get money from that reserve, or whatever the account.
The reason we're putting it in a capital account, so we can keep transferring that money from year to year. If
Right.
it's a non-reoccurring, we gotta spend it within that budget year.
Right.
absolutely.
Okay.
That's
So-
why you're saying that.
so this-
moved it.
Yeah,
the-
yeah, I
the
like that, I
5-year
like that, I do like.
The 5-year capital plan corresponds to page 44, which is 1901, the other uses of funds.
Right.
The 5-year capital plan, which I
So
see.
your 5-year capital plan,
This nice piece of, double piece of
Right.
paper here. What's the
Transit-
fun, what's the number on that one?
well,
There's no number yet?
there is a number,
Yeah, go to page 44,
I think it's 44.
yes, page 44.
Should be
Transfer is not a number.
Transfer.
1,041,500.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We changed it.
Something again.
We changed it.
And
We
you tell
reduced-
me. Man.
I got 44.
We're gonna have to send you
Yeah,
that
this,
full
I was,
file
this is
so I
at
can
44,
take
45.
this. Oh.
This one ends at
Mine ends at 42.
Yes,
42.
yeah.
43, 44.
Basically, it's the last page.
Last page.
Correct.
It's
Treasurership cap non-recurring.
41,500, I think.
Lost it in the shuffle.
Okay.
You got it right here.
Oh, but there I am.
Last page of that report.
I don't see any
Cap.
pages.
So you could write 43 and then write 44.
43, 44. Want my glasses on?
Is that what we do that for you?
I'm taking a boost
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You're buying, pal.
Okay.
So we don't have to discuss the low-profile dump truck right now, or the
No.
library, or the bandstand, or the technology upgrade, or the town website, or development cost plan, environment, and legal for Quinnipiac Regional Park. Is that correct on that?
That's
We're
correct.
just discussing the capital non-reoccurring accounts,
The ones that will be spent
And
this
that's in-
year if it's approved,
the ones in black.
and the ones in black.
Makes it easier for me.
In the mayor's budget.
Yep.
There should be 3 items.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard pickup, you have a leak vac, we put $23,000 in, and we put town hall improvements roof at $25,000, total of $73,000.
Jerry, could I ask you a question?
Sure can.
Out of line. I would like to see you get that, a zero-turn mower for, my person that's cutting the grass, for the town. I know we got an old Honda, what's it, 1987?
That's what this is gonna replace.
Is it in
What's
there?
gonna replace it?
Well, I don't know where it is. I'm completely confused, to be very truthful with you,
Okay,
with this capital non-recurring and the one,
Okay.
she just said the truck is over there. Well, we'd like to buy the truck next year, so, in this budget, so I'm totally lost.
okay. I don't see
But
it, I don't see.
I have, just so you know, here's what I put down. 5,000 for small equipment, 140,000 for low profile. This is the old
Yeah.
1480 budget,
Yeah,
okay?
This is.
25,000 for pickup, 23,000 for a lead vac, 25,000 for town hall roof, and 15,000 for a more replacement.
Oh, okay,
The
so.
more replacement was for the 1999 Honda.
Okay,
You probably don't have that sheet of paper?
no, I don't,
Okay,
no.
that's what that was for, Bob.
Okay, so it was cut,
Well, see, that's what I don't understand,
Yeah,
what
well,
went where,
well,
I don't
in
have
other
that
words,
piece of paper.
what happened
I
is-
don't think it was cut, I don't think we had it in ours.
you didn't put it in yours.
No.
I definitely make a recommendation. I can't stress enough that we're talking about a 99 and 80, 94 Toro model, that,
We replaced that.
no, that's recreation.
We replaced the Toro, we
Yeah.
need to replace the Honda.
Toro.
Yeah, but that was for the recreation, but we
Right.
haven't did anything for the town guy in years. And I would like to make a motion that we put back into it, that zero turn, 15,000 for the zero turn mower, is that what you need, Jerry?
Yeah.
I don't
Bonnie,
see
to
it
be
so-
truthful with you, well, let me check, because I think I have a piece of paper as to what we
Just bought,
checked, no, what we checked into. What we just bought was a,
you just bought a John Deere zero turn diesel, did you buy the diesel?
Yes.
For recreation?
yeah, and I think that's exactly what we want to go back to.
Definitely.
We had 2 in our budget last year.
Yeah, we
talked
cut
about
Yeah,
one.
we
Yeah,
had 2 in
we
our
cut-
budget, we
right.
bought 1.
Right, I agree with you. Jerry, I'm agreeing with you, I want you to make note of this.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it is, it's a, yeah. It's almost the same duplicate more.
Yeah. Just from my personal experience in maintenance, at the fair, most people know that I'm head of maintenance up there, and we got zero turns, and I can't say enough about zero turns. You get a proper person operating a zero turn, it took more time than a third without even blinking an eye. And we're talking machines that are 84 years, 20 years old, 15 years old. It's ridiculous to even.
The efficiency,
Money,
yeah.
yeah, the efficiency and everything else drops down.
So you wanna do that, 15 back?
You wanna put 15 on top of the 17?
Hold on. Yes, to add
Plus 15 more.
to add a mower. I'd like to add
88,000
more. 15.
Total of 88,000.
Hey Jerry, while you're on the run, we want anything else, Jerry?
Sure, new car, like Owen?
Yeah, okay. You don't want the same color though, so you don't get confused,
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
What color you got? What color you got, Owen?
Yeah.
What color did you get?
It's pink.
Oh. No, I don't want pink. I'm not as old as he is, Barney.
Yeah.
Capital non-recurring, we increased 15,000 to $88,000.
And the roof, you gonna have enough for 25,000 for the roof, Jerry?
I would believe so, yeah.
Okay. Boy, I hope you
Now.
got that this
Need
year.
a second.
I might be talking out of school here, but you know me, I don't keep my mouth shut.
No.
Someplace in the funds should be $17,000 that was budgeted like 5 or 8 years ago by the previous mayor to repoint the brick out here. And I'm pretty sure the figure is $17,000. Now, before Paula left, she gave me this little cheat sheet, and I can't find it on here. This is a miscellaneous grant fund that she has somewhere in her thing, and it's not there. The thing I can tell you that's here is an account number 8064, which shows there's $10,421.45, a NECRA grant leaf back. So we have $10,000 towards that 23,000. Remember NECRA?
Yeah, well-
Northeast.
Yeah, but that was years ago, that they
We
got a grant.
we have the money in, it's in
They
there,
never
and
used it?
nobody ever transferred it to anything.
That was how many years ago?
Oh, a long time.
I was first selectman in Thompson,
Yeah,
95.
that's when you stole the thing from us. remember?
That's it, yeah,
The
that's it.
compactor.
That's it. That's right.
88, I think 89 or 90 was last year of NECRA.
No, it wasn't NECRA, it went through NECOG.
I know, but it was the
Well, yeah, but
Northeastern
the
Ag
NECRA
Regional
was,
Resource
yeah,
Authority,
recycling portion
Yeah,
of NECA.
yeah, yeah,
1990.
yeah, I stole.
When were you
from
first selected?
95, but we had wheeling and dealings, NASCO.
We took care of it.
We took care of it. We gave him that, we gave him a.
We got the
chipper.
brush chipper and.
You get a jet chipper, I get a compact out
Compactor.
of it, that was just.
Everything worked right
That's
just
it,
fine.
that's it.
Then they fired the guy.
So can I get a motion on this 88?
Yeah,
The
you
motion was to
I
add
need-
15,000 for a zero
You gotta add that
mower,
first.
for a total of 88,000.
But this is all
Second.
inclusive.
A motion and a second, further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
So your bottom line, general government budget, well, no, we don't know yet.
No, not yet.
We
No,
don't know
no,
yet.
you gotta go to the big figures now.
No, this is gonna be just the general government budget without the 5-year capital plan.
Okay.
Just keep that number in mind, though.
Well, we gotta add it up eventually.
And versus the approved budget. So,
Road and bridge improvements, Doug, can you,
That goes over to the 5-year capital plan, which is reflected on your
yeah,
page 44, which is the transfer
Yeah.
under other uses of funds, the transfer to capital non-recurring of 1,000,000.
216,500?
No, 11041, because we eliminated some of the 5-year capital.
Okay, all right.
So that's what we're looking at, excuse me, for this year,
Yes.
the 5-year capital plan?
Yeah, so that number, the 1,041,000 whatever, is the 140,000 for the low-profile dump truck. Now, I'm reading from the 5-year capital plan. The 300,000 for the road reconstruction, the 240 for the Recreation Park, E67 for Woodstock Avenue, 15,000 for the bandstand, 100,000 for the Quinnipiac development costs, regional tech park development costs, which includes your legal, Barney.
Yeah.
7,500 for town website development, 85,000 for the school bus from the Board of Ed, 37,000 for the heating system town hall, and 50,000 for new equipment replacement townwide, which not only would include Jerry's equipment, but anything else that you would want to do from an equipment replacement standpoint. So that totaled $1,041,500.
Gosh, my God.
So, just to give you an idea, if you use the general government bottom line, which is the $4,300,000, you add the 15,000, that's $4,315,049. Now, I'm trying to compare apples to apples here to
Right.
what, based on last year's budget, and you add in the 5-year capital improvement plan, the $1,041,000, that brings you $5,341,549, compared to the approved budget of $4,781,242, which the only change there I made was included the school bus. And so the difference between those two items is $560,307.
Yeah, that's what's 563, you said?
560,307.
560.
Well, it'd be a little bit less, a little bit.
560, let's round
A
it up.
little bit more now, so.
A little bit, oh yeah, because I added 15.
15, so
it's
about 575.
Okay, now, and that's what we put in the capitals last year, huh? Yeah.
No,
Capital and,
Yeah, that's the
Stick it
one.
under there.
that's with what we put in the capital non-recurring last year.
capital non-recurring last year, correct?
Because the $4,696 included all our,
All your capital?
out of the capital that was approved by the town meeting.
Right,
But now we're switching it out to
the 5-year
a
plan?
5-year plan.
Okay, so our capitals this year were increasing by 575, that's what we're looking at right now, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And with everything else that you have included in improving for the wages and the insurance.
Yeah, not so bad, we don't have too much to touch.
Let's do that.
I can find it right here.
Bridge is in there.
The dump truck, Jerry, the only thing we talked about this before, and I know me and you are on a different page on this, is either a stainless steel body or aluminum on the trucks. I just think that the extra money spent for aluminum bodies with the material we're using now compared to what we used before. You know, we lose the bodies much quicker. I know we're in disagreement on that,
Yeah.
but I would like to see you go to a stainless steel or aluminum body, that's just my personal.
It's about an extra $5,000
Yeah,
For stainless?
on a small dump truck.
yeah, the small dump truck. I would love to see it.
And the vendor tells me it's not worth the money.
Yes?
You know Dan Marriott? You know Dan Marriott at Rose? No?
Well, I
You
probably
must.
do, but,
No. Okay, anyway, seriously.
yeah,
I've got both prices, Barney.
I know, but
do.
I asked you about that
Right.
before, because I'm strongly,
Right.
because I look at the state and I look
Yeah,
at the other towns
yeah.
going to stainless steel, and I
Yeah.
just feel that,
And-
Cause I'm working with the same stuff you're working
Right.
up at the Elderly, I'm watching the equipment just go
Yeah.
away on it.
But this is a well, I take that back, it's a 1994 truck,
Yeah,
second body. The small bodies, the low profile bodies don't last as long. But when you buy a stainless steel body, you get stainless steel sides and stainless steel tailgate. You still get the put that steel in the floor, in the headboard, or a headboard itself over the top. The inside, the
They're not
floor.
stainless through and through?
No, it's not strong enough, John.
it's not strong enough for the chain.
It's not strong enough
Can we line
to
them?
throw.
Can we line those?
Oh, that's a good question. I can't answer that question. I have no clue.
Liners make them things last a lot longer.
I understand that, but, to my knowledge, you get a stainless steel body, what they do is you get a stainless steel side, you get a stainless steel tailgate. The undercarriage is all steel. Can't remember
Well,
the number.
I know the undercarriage is steel.
And
of
the floor, and
The belly pan.
I'm just talking the belly pan itself,
Yeah.
you know.
right,
The floor is even stainless?
no,
I thought the floors were stainless.
no,
I'm gonna have to climb up then, huh?
yep. Then- We'll get you a ladder, Bob, we got some ladders, we'll get some borrow one.
Put me in a bucket. That way you can dump me.
But, you know, and I don't really, it doesn't make any difference to me.
Yeah,
You're right, we're on different sheets of music as far as having those. The other thing that I understand from other people is, when you load them, you hit the side of that thing with your payload bucket, and it's not very strong.
oh, I
You
don't
know,
disagree.
same
I
thing
don't-
with tailgate,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I don't disagree with you.
You
I
know,
just,
so
I just saw a body.
that's why I feel differently about buying a stainless steel. Not only the extra money,
So you don't hit the sides and you don't drop big boulders in without putting some dirt in.
well, that, you're right, John,
Treat it like
you're
a-
right,
They
but,
do last longer.
you know,
Yeah,
I
I
agree
just-
with you, John, 100%, but just not always possible, let's put it that way.
Jerry, you mentioned that on the Woodstock Avenue Bridge, we could put that out maybe a year,
Yes,
so we could save 67,000?
yes, I don't have a problem, yeah, I think you'd be okay with that. The other
So
thing,
do you want to go 67,000 in 2014, 15, and then spread out the other two payments? Out, 2
no,
more
I thought,
years?
I think it, didn't it say 3 years on my sheet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, so if you spread it out 3 years
evenly,
from here,
evenly those 3 years?
yeah,
Okay.
that's what that was, right? I think 67,000 times 3 would have made the
Well,
20%.
I had 108, Jerry, as the,
108 is the final
as
figure, right?
the 20%, based on what I saw in the agreement. Am I wrong?
I don't know, let me look what I have. I have, estimated cost of the Woodstock Avenue Bridge would be $1 million.
And we're 20%.
Right, 200,000.
So it should be 200,000.
Which would be about 67,000.
No,
Yeah.
Over 5 years.
No, 3.
3 years.
Oh, okay, I see where you're
excuse
going.
me?
Yeah, you could put that out. Because,
The agreement must be wrong there.
yeah,
I
well,
thought
I
it was $1
don't,
million too, if I remember right.
Pardon?
Woodstock, that bridge, I thought it was $1 million too. So it was $1
Woodstock
million.
Avenue?
Yeah, I thought it was $1 million.
I believe I got this off of the pre-application.
Yeah.
Because I did this prior to.
We might want to get together.
Yeah,
and see,
right.
Because I have different numbers, so.
See, I thought it was $1 million too. I
Yeah.
don't know where I got that money from. Probably talking to Jerry, that was lending on Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he is right, we might have 2 different figures,
Bridge.
one from the pre-application, and then one from the information we just received from after we,
This is the one.
no, we don't have that.
We
What's,
don't have
now,
that.
the
We don't have that,
recreation,
because we just hired the engineers. So the only thing we have is a
application.
yeah,
So this is even worse than, if it has to be 240 in 3 years, over 3 years, Jerry.
If it was,
200.
Yeah, you gotta make up the 200. Yeah.
well, you can check those,
I can check that.
yeah, check those figures.
I lost you there, Doug, I wasn't paying attention.
Well, both my figures must be wrong then.
Well, the figures that I had on the bottom of my original sheet say Recreation Park Road Bridge, was $2,400,000.
Okay.
400,000, I'm sorry.
2,400,000 for recreation?
That's the figure we had to build that bridge.
Okay.
So our share would be 480, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Which I spread out over 2 years, because that bridge has to be fixed.
Oh, okay, so I'm not that far off.
no.
Okay, so it's 240 for Recreation Park Road.
Spread it out the other two.
Then the Woodstock Avenue Bridge was $1 million, I've had it as $1 million,
That's what I thought, I heard it too.
which our share was 200,000,
Yeah,
which spread out over 3 years, it was $67,000 a year.
Okay.
and
Now, I think, yes.
how about Chase Road over 5, we get the money for
That money is there.
That money's there, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Now, the Bates Road Bridge, how far out is that?
No, wait, that's been in there because somebody's gonna force us to do that someday under the Hysterical Act. Because that's a stone arch bridge. Someday, we're really gonna have to,
Couldn't we
Yeah.
put one in the nice, pre-bridges and then put stone on it?
if they let you, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be.
Because we're gonna have something like that out on Chase Road.
Like
I
CES,
think- yes.
that's a gorgeous
The-
bridge. I don't
you
care
know,
what anybody says, that's
Yeah, well,
reasonable.
yeah,
Done like this.
Yeah,
you know.
I did two in town, and you know.
Now back,
It's so fast.
and Chase Road is also gonna be box culverts, it's not gonna be a steel structure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's gonna be 2 box culverts. And then they're gonna do
The
the
sidewalls?
concrete on the sides, yeah.
couldn't you get with the
it's been air.
arch one and then with the?
I don't know, Bonnie, I don't know what the state's gonna allow you to do because it is historical, I believe it's on the historical register.
Yeah.
That's why I keep it in there.
Okay, we'll just stamp it.
And as far as I know, yeah, you get that stamped concrete, the guy
Yeah.
goes right up there at 44.
Yeah, that's it.
You know him, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So basically, our first bridge, top priority is Chase Road, that's the number one priority.
That's because it's already in the hopper and it's 90%.
The second one up would be Recreation Park
Absolutely.
because of the
Yeah.
condition of it, right? Third one up would be Woodstock Ave,
Yeah,
right?
and those are the only ones that we have on
On
the
the-
deficiency list.
Yeah,
Bates Avenue isn't on the deficiency list, and it won't be because it's under 20 feet. That would be something that either we're gonna have to take
the full brunt.
the full brunt of, or we might get 25-30% from the state, or, again, if historical value, we might be able to get something there. But to the best of my knowledge, that thing is okay, it's not a safety problem.
And the East Putnam Road over Murray.
That one's gonna be coming up, but that's a question mark, because that's two culvert pipes,
Oh, yeah.
5-foot or 6-foot culvert pipes. And they're starting to,
They're starting to.
What is that, by the old mill that burned?
yeah, yeah. That's starting to show up on a deficiency list.
Okay. You know we gotta come up for Recreation Park, whether you like it or not, huh?
Yeah.
Gotta come up with 480,000 in the next 3 years, right?
Yeah, I put it in for 2, but if you did over 3, we'd probably be okay. Once we finally hired the engineers, I spoke with the principals of that engineering company, and they said it's possible for us to construct that in 2015. But everything through the process, the application process is gonna have to go just like this. Not like Chase Road. That's been in the hopper since February of 2007.
It's been there a while.
Could we put one of the Conspan bridges over there too, the Recreation Park? And
Precast?
Yeah.
Oh, probably, yeah. What has to happen now is the engineer has to give them, has to give the state 3 different options.
Okay.
One has to be rehabilitation.
Right.
The other 2 have to be
New
reconstructed.
reconstruction. And you can use both, either the precast or.
Oh, yes,
Building
yes. The actual, they can use culvert, box culverts, they can, you know.
Use arch, culvert, whatever.
That's correct. And they have this new system now that you leave the old wing walls in place,
Yeah.
and they put something behind that, 15 feet, 20 feet, and they drive the pilings into the ground and put the footings there, so that you don't have to go into the ground and put pilings in the river and do anything with the old wing walls. See, the problem with Rec Park Road Bridge is the northwest wing wall. And
Scoring
the
underneath.
western, it's scoured.
Tower underneath, yeah.
And we spent that $35,000 on it last year, and it worked, but there's additional scouring going on. So it's gonna be about an 8 or 10 grand bill, but the diver was supposed to go in there this week, and he's gonna drop, he actually dropped bags of cement. in.
Cement in there, yeah.
And then, when the weather gets a little bit better, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna put riprap up against the
I thought you
abutment.
did that last year.
We did, but,
Not big enough.
well, some of it washed
How
away,
big is
you're
stuff
right.
you using?
6 inch, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use up
That's
this,
small?
yeah, 6 to 8 inch.
That's all they.
Well, what it has to do, John, it has to bounce down there and
Hmm.
fill itself in. They don't want too much, too many voids in the rock itself,
So we're looking at 240,000 this year?
if you do it in 2 years. That was my projection was that we would construct in 2015. So you have to have the money in place when you go to build it. But that's an aggressive program, and I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, yeah, but if we divide it into three.
3, yeah.
I'm just doing my little math here. I don't know if it's 161,000.
Yeah.
But we need it, we can't cut it. That's something we can't cut. So I say we go, I'll make a motion that we change that funding to 161,000 over the next 3 years. Instead of 240,000,
You wanna change it to what, please?
161. That's just, I just got a motion on the floor, it's up for discussion.
Over 3 years.
Yeah, it was 3 years.
To what, 160 what?
161. My math does me right.
So 14, 15, and 16, it would be 161.
Yeah. Because instead of, it's us 240 this year. It's a big bite. Now Woodstock, we're not sure, we might have to come up with
Well, Jerry thinks we can move it out that.
Woodstock Avenue you can move out,
1 year.
1
Yeah,
year.
at least.
put that 67 footer.
And we can give you a better idea of what's going on next year. We're just getting into this stuff, Barney.
Yeah.
You know, we just finished getting the hiring the engineers in December, so. Projects are fairly new.
Now, didn't, on the road construction part of it, you only put 3,000 in the budget for road construction?
300,000.
300,000.
It never hasn't changed since I can remember here, right?
Yeah, it did. We used to get 400,
Yeah.
and a few years back it got cut to 300.
300. But you're looking at LoSiP going up, you said, or is that gonna show up in the revenue side where you said?
It will
LoSiP?
show up in the revenue side if it stays that way. We use LoSiP now for some of our
Yeah, I know.
costs, so.
Yeah,
But that would, you could use that to offset your, even the budget goes up, but your revenue would hopefully be able to account
especially,
for it
especially at this.
on these stages, these things.
So was this total supposed to be 465 or 480?
Excuse me?
On the bridge. Recreation.
The total?
Is it 480 or 465?
480.
I'll use 480.
Yeah,
That's gonna be instead of 465?
yeah,
It's 483.
482.
483, okay. 483, I want to say.
All right, so your motion right now is to change Recreation Park Road over Little River
To 161,000 per year over the next 3
over the
years.
next 3 years, starting with this.
This
fiscal year.
budget is
This fiscal year.
2013, 14.
Okay,
Yeah.
for a total of 483. All right.
I have a motion, do I have a second to that effect? I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
And then did you make a motion on Woodstock Ave, or were you just?
Yeah, we're gonna move that out 1 more year.
Yeah, we're gonna move that, you
So
wanna
the
move that?
67,000
Do you feel
will come off.
comfortable, Jerry, moving it out? We won't
Yeah.
run into a problem?
Well, yes, I do,
You-
Barney, because we can't do Rec Park Road and Woodstock Avenue within the same construction year,
That's
because
right.
there's way too much detouring,
Yeah,
because we're gonna detour there.
yeah,
And we're probably gonna be into Chase Road,
at the same time.
and what might happen there is we might put Chase Road off to get Rec Park Road done You know, so in the way this fund works, that wouldn't be a problem. If we do Rec Park Road in 2014,
13,
Yeah.
14, 15,
15.
15, 16?
like I said, right?
Okay, 15,
Initially, we
15.
have, and I guess this is okay, we have bridge money there that can cover that, and then the money coming in will take care of the Chase Road project. But I don't know, you'd have to ask the.
The
you know,
treasurer?
Yeah, you have to
Oh,
ask somebody
we-
smarter than me with that stuff.
What happens is there was a capital monetary account, a capital account set up for Chase Road Bridge. We paid for it already. We got all the money set aside for the reimbursement for the Chase Road. We haven't used it, it's been sitting there. And we don't know when we're gonna do the bridge. But
So the cash, you funded,
we
you've already
funded
funded
the
the project.
20%
Okay.
cost of the project, okay? But we can't, we haven't used the money, and until we get approval from the powers to be,
Yeah.
we've been fighting with, what, DEP or?
Yeah, you know, DEP and the Corps of Engineers is
Yeah.
where we've had a problem.
And it was in your previous 5-year plan?
No, we had funded it.
Yes,
It's
it
been
was.
funded
It
for how
wasn't.
many years?
It's been funded,
Yeah,
it's
Chase
been
Road
funded
was in
since
the previous
Danny was
5-year
here.
plan.
Huh?
This was in the previous.
Yeah, it was in the
5-year
5-year plan, we just funded it, and we never used it.
We haven't put money into that, it's been funded for
Years.
5, 8
Didn't we
years.
have
It's in some, one of these reserve accounts, or whatever you call them,
I'll find it.
Okay.
okay?
I'll try to find
And
it.
it's upwards of $350,000 to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
we took some out, put it back
Borrowed
in.
it, didn't we?
We borrowed it
But
to.
we put it back in now.
And this year, you're putting it back in this year's budget, I think.
Yeah, this
we
year's
did.
budget, we
Yeah.
put it back in,
We did.
okay.
And Jerry, as we go forward, I mean, we've got $40,000 basically in the recreation park just to keep it repaired at this point. Do you think each year we're still gonna have to put 30 or 40,000?
My understanding is, no.
He said like 10 and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's 30,
already.
about 35 plus the 10, yeah. You got 45, 50 grand round figures, yeah. But, no,
Okay.
not the way I understand it from the engineers and the people from the state.
All right, so the Woodstock Avenue over the Little River, that's gonna,
Take that
we're
out.
gonna take 2014, 13, 14 out and move it over to 16, 17.
And you gotta do it 67,000 for each of the 3
Right.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, 201.
67, yeah.
200, right?
And no one, you
Two
make
more
that
one.
motion?
204.
Yes.
Okay, no one makes that motion?
I'll second it.
Motion and second discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. Okay.
The bandstand paint job
Yeah, it needs it.
needs it.
Or if it puts it back in.
Yeah, everything's getting
We'll
older.
do that.
Yeah, I need that.
We like to get the, we gotta get the,
Now, that tech pot, the $100,000. That's a hard one for me to swallow, see that, said we never spend any money on it, and we're up to 100,000. What?
We're getting close now to where it's actually becoming a reality, so.
Yeah, well, the development plans, what's that in regards to development?
Subdivision, getting the subdivision, getting it surveyed. the
I
whole
thought
thing.
I thought we had it surveyed up to the Y.
We do, but this is the remainder.
The remainder, the rest of the 200 acres, whatever we
Right.
got,
Yeah,
but the 200 acres we don't own?
no,
Is it committed?
it will be committed as soon as we get through the 62 acres. Once we get that nailed down, we're gonna move on to the next stage, which is to work with the property owner on committing that.
I'm committing all the rest of the, and then we're gonna go in and survey their land to develop a park for them.
Now, develop park to the town.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna own the land.
We gotta own it.
No, but we're gonna reap the benefits from it.
To reap the tax benefits.
Oh, that
When it's
they-
full.
they all start out empty anyway.
Get empty-handed more and more. I would like to table that part of it till we discuss in executive session the other 67 acres that we discussed. I think there might be something, you know what I'm saying, revenue side.
Hold on that.
Hold. Duffer, where's all your grants?
As
As far as what?
This year, no, I'm looking at the DECD grants.
Oh, I don't have what you have, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
I'll keep plugging away for you, Barney.
Okay, I gave you, I voted, you didn't even sit next to my sweetheart. You're moving up, though.
It's only taken 2 years.
Yeah.
Two?
Let's move the question.
Yeah.
Been here a long time.
Yeah, the transfer at the bus, I'm in favor of,
Very much of it.
that's down for Board of Education. You got this?
Yeah. Bus and transportation, 85.
Yeah. I'm in favor of that.
Heating system.
And the heat system, what are we doing to the heat system now? The
Getting rid of it, getting rid of the steam.
Yeah, really.
No. Going to hot water?
Wow.
Wow, no more banging?
Huh?
No more banging? Oh my gosh.
We spent 5,500?
1,600 on engineering, right?
17,000.
No,
17,000.
we just spent $56,000 on
Oh,
replacing the
geez,
valves.
yeah.
Because we had water leaking down to the second floor
Yeah.
ceilings and the valves didn't stop the banging, because you heard it while you were sitting here a few minutes ago.
On the new equipment replacement town-wide, what's that gonna cover, Jerry? I mean, the town-wide equipment?
I have no clue.
Any vehicle that's.
I didn't put that in there,
future,
Mark.
so we can
I'm
start
clean on that one.
setting aside some money. Remember we had a discussion last year that one of the reasons we increased the mill rate is so we can start setting aside some funds, so that we're not always trying to, play catch-up here. We'd have the funds available, and then, when you go to as the vehicle needs come up, you'd have the money set aside in the account.
Start to reserve some money.
Yeah.
We have a bucket loader that's coming up, Terry has some other big
Big
pieces of
big
equipment that
sweepers,
come up.
yeah.
Oh,
If I had my
Sweepers-
brothers, that'd be.
Sweepers 1989.
Registered.
But it allows us to start to put some money aside for that equipment.
Let's just keep our fingers crossed it doesn't all done blow up at the same time. Because if it does, we're in trouble.
Okay, where are we going from here?
Approve it tentatively based on the recommendation.
recommendations
and
of the
then
changes.
come back with the other items that we need to continue to review.
We have a motion on the two bridges. We're holding on the tech part.
We're holding on the tech park.
That's the only one we're holding.
Everything else goes.
And everything else.
Everything else is on the move.
Okay.
So
So we can do that, we can make those changes and hold on the tech part.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
So we don't approve it as a whole yet?
no, just,
All right.
oh, the library.
Library.
Oh.
Hey, hey, so you can sit here all night, yeah. You hold it up. Hey, we go over to courthouse after.
Two items in the budget, salaries and benefits, that's really the changes in the budget.
You don't have this.
You know, I don't have a problem with this at all. So move on a library budget.
Second, a motion and a second, further discussion?
Oh, nice.
All those in favor say
We waited
aye.
that long for this.
30 seconds.
Yeah. It's Bud Light at the courthouse.
They water it down.
That's Bud, not Bud Light. It's already watered down.
All those in favor, said aye?
Aye.
Yeah, those opposed, so carried.
We can go into discussion.
Uh,
I just wondered about the pay increases.
2%. Salary.
2.49.
3.49. It's down there on the union.
Okay.
Okay. And non-union, but that's the board of directors. They're doing such a good job.
I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Mike's gonna go for 3.4.
You're moving up, Delphi, though, don't worry, you're moving up. I know. See?
The board of ed, the capital items, is that the bus?
That's a bus.
That's the
Yeah.
boss. Should we put the 85,000 there over in the mayor's budget now? on that item? No, we
No,
don't.
it's in five.
It's already in
It's
five.
in
It's already, yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
It's already in
whoa.
five years.
We just okayed that.
I know. Never mind.
When somebody's got 2 or 3 hours, they gotta explain this new system to me with the capital funding and the budget over there and the 5-year capital improvement plan. So the old capital improvement plan is no more. The thing that we used to throw it in the public, they used to say, yes, sir, 3 bags full.
No,
We used to throw
it
it in
has some
garbage can.
legitimacy now.
Yeah, it's actually the way it's
Okay.
supposed to be. This is, doing it right.
That's different.
You got that right.
Hey, where are you going?
She's done.
Finally.
I started at 7 o'clock on winning. I'm
Oh,
done.
my heart's
I'm done.
bleeding.
Oh, too bad. What you been drinking here? Revenue, that's what I want. Yeah.
Did we vote on capital items for the
No, we don't have to, because that's
We
under
don't
the
do that.
capital 5-year plan.
Okay.
Okay, it's
Well,
moved
this
over.
hasn't been there.
Yeah, just forget it, whack it out.
So where are you at now?
We're collecting our revenues, right?
Okay.
Yeah. 36.
I'm going to my lazy boy.
And we're gonna drive by the Alps too.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Jerry.
Thank you.
On the revenue side,
You don't know about motor vehicle, right? We're putting it in there. Well, I mean, we assume that they're gonna kill the bill before the legislature, right?
Well, that would be included in the current year taxes.
Excuse me?
That would be included in the current year taxes. That's all the personal and property and
Yeah.
vehicles. So if it's what? Where's Randy?
Randy left.
What was it, 700,000? The
Yeah,
town-
700, what was it,
Did
737,000?
That the town would lose?
That town is-
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
talked to Angela about it, she was saying that it
We
could have
ended up
been
with-
as much as $1 million, but she probably did she lower that?
737.
Well, that's what CCM's giving us.
yeah.
No, I thought it was 737 we're losing, and we're only gonna end up with like 63,000, some stupid, or
Well,
even
that's,
less than that.
those vehicles that were exempt.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd only end up.
Oh,
with about-
that's right, the exempt vehicles, that's what, that came into play too.
200,
The trucks, yeah, 200 and
taxable
something
vehicles.
thousand, yeah.
Yeah, the new car gets slammed.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you'll be on the rolls for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be on the rolls for a while. I want to.
So Missy, on the prior year taxes, we put 150, you think that's legit?
Let me take my, look at my numbers here. Are we talking about motor vehicles prior or
No, just prior year.
Just prior year.
prior
taxes.
year?
4103,
This past year, you put in
137.
130. We've collected so far in prior 122, so we've collected about 94%. I'm relatively comfortable with the 130.
Just 130?
Well, the problem is that we're going after aggressively,
Right.
and at some point the well's going to dry up. So for the prior years, I'd like to keep it at 130.
Okay.
The last year we had a banner year. We had some Heritage Pines condominiums foreclosed, and we got a vast amount of money all up front. So we did wonderfully last year, but this year we're collecting as we normally do. So I'd like it to stay around 130. If you want to raise it a little bit, I can try.
Well, we can
But
revisit if we need some more revenue.
Yeah. But I've collected about 94% so far.
Okay.
So.
Interest and liens, the same question, or we?
Yeah, it's usually the same thing for priors and interest and liens. Interest and liens, we've collected about 85% so far. So
Give about
I
80?
think, yeah, I would keep it at 80 at the same thing too.
So the only thing we're reducing is the
Prior years.
prior year. Actually staying on the same thing.
Yes.
Just tried to get 20 more
Yes.
thousand, that's all, Doug.
Yep.
So it should be 270, right, we're looking at?
Yep.
Mhm.
taxes, how are we?
How are we doing?
Does it look like we're gonna meet our goal of 9,075,844 this year?
Yes.
Does it look like we might?
For our active, our overall total, I've collected about 96.8%. So far, I'm short, as of today, I'm short around $300,000. I need to come up with that in the next 4 months, which I do not seem to, I don't have a problem with that at all. That, you know, that's something
That's
like
what we-
deposits that, huh?
Looking at 97% collected.
We've collected 96.8% of the budget, okay? We need to collect another $300,000 to get the total budget of the 9758 plus the additional 270. So, we'll collect that definitely. As far as overages, I think last year we collected around 250,000 extra, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Haven't looked at that in a while. But,
What do we plan our tax rate on, out of the 100%?
we
97% correct collection?
No, we usually set it at 96.
96,
Yeah,
that's what I'm asking.
we set it at 96 and we usually have a little bit of extra at the end. Like I said, I think we got something like 250 last year, but last year was a great year. This year, I don't think we're gonna collect as much because we're about 5% behind collections of last year. So we're doing well, and I expect us to meet our requirements for the budget, but I can't guarantee that we'll, you know, bring in that much money in excess.
So basically, if we were to look at current year taxes and push them out till next year with a new grand list, we're only looking at another 27,000, basically, to collect.
With the
With the
increase in
new-
With the
parameters.
new, yeah,
The increase
so
in parameters.
basically, we're only looking at 9.1 that we'd probably be dealing with, right? Okay.
If you keep the same collection rate.
Right, if you
keep
collect
the,
the
Yeah,
96%.
we collected at
yeah.
96%.
Yeah.
Sarah makes the
Yeah,
money
this
right
is
here.
where Sarah makes the money.
They
Watch
do
this.
a
I
dog
think-
leg.
I think you're gonna take a hit on this one, I can feel it.
Who, you?
No, us, we're gonna take a hit on this one. I'm gonna.
On revenue?
Yes, on the revenue side.
I didn't submit any
we
revenue.
estimated, Sarah, so. We
You
put
estimated?
60,000 for recording land records, and we thought maybe the things would start turning, but,
Yeah, but do you wanna go that high? Cause I don't wanna get blamed for
okay.
Being
over,
short.
yeah. I'd rather go under. I mean, I don't want the Board of Finance saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, you know?
So you wanna keep it 55?
I always submit like about 50,
Okay.
because I don't know how it's gonna go,
Yeah, but all you
Yeah,
only got 30,000 this
55.
year,
Yeah.
you know?
30,000 this year.
Well, yeah, that's
That's to the end of
this
December.
year. Yeah, I don't,
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you, just don't call it department request.
How close
You're the one who's doing it.
How close are you to that,
I don't know.
55, you're 25 off, if that's half a year, you could go up to 60. Am I putting you in
I mean,
60 here?
60 is high, that's, 60 is high.
You feel more comfortable at 55, Sarah?
I feel more comfortable at 50.
Uh,
I mean, you do what you want, but, I mean, just like the real estate conveyance, at 15 and you get 50.
Yeah, that's,
That's,
I
you
don't
know.
mind staying at 55 on the recording, but that conveyance tax.
Yeah, see,
but
it all
what we
depends
brought
on
in this
sales.
year at 30,000 less already.
No, they haven't been good.
And Dick, does it look any?
They haven't been good.
Yeah.
No,
It's
no.
gonna be an increase, but it's not gonna be substantial.
No.
Not to
We're
cover
probably gonna see 15%.
next year.
That's why we haven't been making any
So if
money.
you take the conveyance that we already, with 30,000, with 20,000, basically 20,000 less this year in revenue on the conveyance tax. So if we end up with 30,000, you figure you're gonna go up how much percentage, about 3% next year?
Yeah. I think we're gonna have about a 15% increase in the
That's
sales.
only a $900 increase. I mean, if we look at the real estate conveyance tax now, we're only up to 15,000 and halfway, and say she gets lucky,
Go up to 30.
Yeah, go up to 30.
Everything
31.
came in though on 12/31 though. So.
Huh?
Everything came in on 12/31. The close of the fiscal.
Actually, the conveyance, the land records, it's slower this time of year, January,
Yeah.
February, March, is the slowest time, so, wow.
Put that at 35.
35, oh, and I'll go along with you now. How's that all?
What's going to
Conveyance?
35?
30.
Real estate conveyance,
Yeah.
going to 35.
All right, so 50 on recording,
Yeah.
35 on the
35
other.
on conveyance.
50 on recordings?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
the only one 35 to convey.
Yeah.
Vital statistics, how you doing on that? You figure,
All right.
24, we'll probably just be about that.
yeah.
48 or 55?
55? 55.
Go 55.
I'll blame you.
Nothing to the right.
Sarah, the other two okay? The other three?
The other three?
You got a copy machine?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should make up 10.
We should go 300 on Fish and Game.
Fish and game.
What? Fish and Game, 300.
Yeah, we've lost that.
150, 190.
People are gonna have to go out shoot animals and survive.
Huh?
People are gonna go out to start shooting animals and survive.
It's an adjustment of 25,000.
So it's 150, 950.
I'll make a motion, we accept it as presented by the town clerk.
151, 950.
Well, I have to present it.
We made all the corrections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Made it look good.
Did I say second? You
No,
did.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second
Fingers at me.
to adjust the town clerk's revenue side to 151,950.
Yep.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
Where'd you go?
Next one is general government.
Earned interest is going down more and more. Boy, you would think with a surplus, it'd be going up and up.
Oh, they're not paying anything.
We should invest it in something.
Guns.
How about the library fines and fees? Oh, she isn't, Priscilla isn't here. Oh, well, that's pretty close.
She's pretty close.
Yeah.
Earned interest, ew. Now, we might, it all depends when we start, take that in. So.
Recreation is way up, or is it a drop off? Oh, that's for the summer camp, right? It's been in already? That's what.
No, is that summer camp coming yet?
No.
So we still got, a good portion maybe coming on rec.
The 15,000, oh, that's right.
That's at 11.
15,000.
It's a
Yeah,
12,000 now,
yeah,
so
12,000 now.
Yeah, 3 to May.
Do you
Yeah.
feel you're gonna make any more than 15 next year, or are you gonna increase?
Probably not.
Probably not, okay.
So we're staying with 7,000 on miscellaneous?
The way the pistol permits are coming in?
No, that's gonna be
They're
good.
making a lot of money.
Yeah, I would say,
Guns are gonna go up there, you're about 1.5 now.
Go up
Probably
to,
go up.
go 750 on guns?
Guns and other bullets, 750.
Earned interest,
Much hay.
keep 6,500 for earned interest.
yeah,
4,000 for library fees.
yeah.
Is the other-
Recreation, can somebody explain, the housing authority, the income from the housing authority? Can somebody
Is that
explain
a pilot?
The housing authority?
Yeah.
Is that their share of the phone bill?
The what?
Well, I'd like to see a $38,000 phone bill
Yeah.
between the housing
Yeah,
authority.
$38,000.
Does everybody got free phones up there? We don't know about?
TV's under the desk.
That's-
I don't know.
At some point,
Yeah.
just,
We'll
next
check
time
it
we
for
go
you.
over it, just see what it is,
Yep,
just
yep.
out of curiosity.
Will do.
Cameron was in my desk, look at
35,700, just to round it up.
35.
39,000 on the telephone. Until we get the reconciliation on the ash landfill,
Yeah.
I'd be reluctant to put that number in.
Yep.
Because I mean, even, we can't even go this high, can we?
No.
Cause we're at like 2.4.
Yeah. Sale of assets, that might be where we're gonna get some gravel money.
Sale of land, yeah.
Yeah, no, sale of gravel,
Assets.
that'd be assets, I guess.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that, okay,
Right now, we got nothing, there's nothing there.
yeah.
And the rate stabilization is, that's the premium stabilization account,
Yep.
the 60,000 for the health insurance.
But we could, how much did we use of it last year?
We put 60,000 into last year, we haven't used it yet because we don't know what
The rate's gonna be?
no, we know what the rate is this year, but we don't know what we're gonna end up at the end of the fiscal year.
Stabilization?
Yeah,
How much we got in that account? We still got quite a bit.
900 and something, I think a little bit over 900,000.
Don't we get some money for gravel on it, Roberta?
No. Not anymore.
No?
Because it's all, I think it's all off our land now, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So that's still up in the air?
Yep.
Good portion of these?
Oh, yes,
Yep.
definitely.
We'll just leave it
We'll
open.
pass it
Yeah.
another night.
Assessor and building official,
Planning commission, yeah, they haven't reached 1,000 in a long time.
It's time to move, yeah.
zoning and building permits, we've increased a little bit.
That's fine. Minimum behind.
Not a whole lot there, folks.
Yeah, but it's gonna be some big, there's some still, he's doing okay, he'll make that 50,000, you know, I think 60,000 is a fair figure,
Yep,
you know, I think what's going on.
yep.
So we're gonna keep it 100 assessors, 500 for planning commission fees,
Mhm.
60,000 for the zoning building,
Yep.
400 for the, where you wanna go up a little bit, for the zoning board of appeals. Keep it?
Go to 600 maybe, because it's 571 now, or
Okay.
700.
Go to 600?
Yep.
Yeah.
1,000 on zoning.
That's fine.
Zoning commission fees?
See, the wetland fees went down.
Yeah.
That was doing nothing.
Yeah.
Want to back that down to 500?
Which one? Zoning in,
The $800 one down to 5?
Inland wetlands?
and how about zoning?
Yeah, they're only at 300 now.
700,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and $100 for copy machines.
yeah.
4507, you're going to
Zoning board of
500?
appeals.
Down to 700, inland wetlands is 5.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Make
We
a
can
motion.
hold on, just passing that for the time being?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna have two more whacks, and if you
Oh,
want
yeah.
a special meeting, so.
Rents,
Right?
What we got, antennas?
Yeah, the antennas.
What about the,
Didn't we ain't getting no more lease, the antenna rental? What happened to that?
there's still.
If we
there's
probably
nothing
haven't,
there
you
on
know,
there.
Huh?
we probably haven't gotten our full year yet.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And I forget how that gets paid monthly.
Yeah, okay.
So it'd be a 22.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Not much there, folks.
Nothing there.
Miscellaneous,
The
you
ash
asked.
landfill, that rent that they, yeah, that doesn't go into this either?
Excuse me?
Ash landfill rent?
That goes in the tipping fees.
Tipping fees.
Yeah,
That's in
they
the
call it
tipping
rent.
fees?
Yeah.
They call it rent, but it isn't tipping fees.
It goes into the ash landfill tipping fees.
Oh, here's the bus.
Here's the bus mechanic reimbursement, 65,000 you asked about.
Ooh, that's even more than we expected. Because we had 87, and we figured 43, and we get 65, so we're making $13,000 more, thank you very
Mhm.
much.
Yep.
Yep, Jared Kush was here, I gave him a pay raise. Contractual service.
What would that be?
Yeah,
What about the,
What is 4801, Doug, do you know?
I don't know if that's the contractual services we have for, on the audit and that type of thing, where we share the audit.
Oh, were we sure?
The audit's in,
the audit's in, it's underneath the Board of
Yeah.
Finance.
No, this is where the other people that pay for the audit. I don't know, I'll have to find that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a big question mark on this page and pass.
I should highlight it. I didn't really highlight it. Oh.
Tax grants?
These are what the governor proposed.
Yeah.
He isn't cutting the elderly tax circuit break? I read something that he was doing something with that, or am I, for 50,000? Okay. And we left off the pilot money's being taken out, right? You said it's gonna be added in something else, is that?
Yeah, they put it in, I think it was part of what, the ECS?
Yeah.
We have some going to ETS and then that whole harmless grant.
Yep, the whole harmless fee.
The governor's thought was that it was an ECS, that more of that money would go towards education.
ECS is going up by 155,000.
Yeah.
And that's when, because we're losing,
Correct.
pilot?
All the pilots.
And distress, we're losing too, right? Thought we were all done with that. The distressed area business incentive,
Yeah.
everything's going out of that, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That's Randy's call.
We're not gonna get the retail sales on
What's that, is that 1%, that 0.5% they added in the
it.
sales
That regional
tax?
thing, yeah.
Is
He
that
took
that?
that away.
Yep.
They took that away too?
Yep.
Oh, this is hurting.
And they're keeping the money,
And the local capital improvement is going up by 80,000, is that
Yep.
it? Okay.
Yes.
Last year, we put, because we had saved up some money, Barney, we had, we're gonna use 100,000, because we do carry over the LoCIP. So whatever the, whatever
thought we used the
our
LoCIP
balance
money.
is in that LoCIP money, we had expected to use 100,000, so.
Yeah, but I thought we used 100,000 for the LoCIP money to add into the road program. Road improvement to 300,000, bring up to 400,000. Am I wrong?
No,
No,
we didn't do that.
We didn't do that?
No, we wanna use it for the bridge, though.
we did it before, but we didn't. do
Yeah,
it.
that's what I thought you did before, okay. Okay.
But I gotta find out how much is left in that LoCIP from prior years,
I thought we used up most of it last
We
year,
might have used up most
transferred
of
it
it.
over
so.
to the other bridge. I'm not sure about it. Well, the Indians ain't making much money this year, huh?
They're letting people off, I heard.
And that whole harmless is what he's making up for the
That's
rest
the
of the
whole
loss.
harmless, right.
Is that what his car tax too? If he pick it, no, I'm just saying, if he doesn't get his car tax, can he come back and take that money away from us? Is that?
Do anything he wants, not a done deal.
Yeah.
I know it. It's
Yeah.
He could change us all up.
and
Yeah.
I
and
mean,
very
even after
easy.
we've got an adopted budget, he can still change it.
Yeah.
We've got to have our budget passed before he does.
Okay, on the off-track betting, we went up to 70,000 this year, and we only collected 25 so far. We're gonna run into problems with that?
I think we're gonna be in good shape, because in prior years, we got 69, almost 70,000 one year, and we got 72,000 another year, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be on track for that.
okay. But a question mark on this one, we can pass this
Yeah.
one? Okay. We're done, right?
Except for ECS and Board of Ed.
I don't wanna know nothing about them.
Ah!
This is how much money to get from ECS, and we know what the extra money's gonna be. And can that go, yeah, that'll offset some of that tax increase, unless they ask for more money.
So there's a lot of unknowns.
Yes. Thank you, folks.
Motion to adjourn?
Second. A motion to adjourn, second, motion. All those in favor say aye.